FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey Sports Station. Fan.
Right side throw, touchdown! Kansas City! A 3-yard touchdown pass in overtime. Kansas City wins the game.
Welcome into The Drive with Carrington Harrison.
Back-to-back best sports talk hosts as voted on in the Pitch magazine.
Live from the Fan Studios. Here's C-Dot.
Let's do this. Another day, another dollar, another edition of The Drive. You are listening to The Drive on 96.5 The Fan, 96.5thefan.com, and also the Odyssey app. Let me set the tone right off of the bat. I promise you there will be gaps in the show where we welcome your phone calls. We're not going to have anarchy on the phone lines, but I promise you we will have pockets in every hour of the show. If you want to call in, if you agree, if you disagree, if you just want to vent or go on a rant, there will be opportunities to do so. I also feel it's very important to give this disclaimer. I cannot recap everything I think about the Chiefs game in the first 10 minutes of the show. Because, Rob, you know how it goes. Why don't you talk about this? The show's 4 hours long. Trust me. Whatever you are thinking, I will get to at some point in the show. If you have a thought, text it in. The reason I feel that this disclaimer is important was, we have that time where, the morning show and the midday show, they have to interact. The morning show is leaving the studio. The midday show is coming in. So we have that exact same thing with the midday show. So I usually try to give them a dap. We shake hands. We talk, just camaraderie kind of things. Well, Logan is filling in right now while Cody is out. And Logan comes up to me and gives me a pound and says, the text line is very reasonable today. I don't have the text line open right now. I already know how you guys are. I've been here before. If it's anything like my Twitter mentions, I already know the energy. So again, I promise you we will get to everything. I also promise you that we will take your phone calls, 913-586-7965. My name is Carrington Harrison. Happy to be here, all things considered, because we certainly have a lot to talk about in today's show. Before we get to it, I got to remind you guys of a couple of things. Number one, I need you listening to The Drive each day at 2 o'clock right here on 96.5 The Fan. Win or lose, I need you listening at 2 o'clock on 96.5 The Fan. I understand this week if you don't want to tell one friend to listen to the show. I get it this week. So maybe I should just leave that out of the open. I just leave that out. You know what? Just as long as you listen at 2 o'clock, maybe this week don't tell anybody. You know what? I'll give you a week off. The holidays are coming up. I'll give you a week off. And number three, and most importantly, I need you to remember that the open of the show is brought to you by our friends over at The Other Place. So if you're looking for somewhere to watch Monday Night Football, maybe you want to watch Kansas tomorrow, and you're looking for a place to grab something to eat, maybe you want to get a drink, you want to have a good time, well, go see our friends over at The Other Place. This is where I would like to start. Because in some ways, I'm mad at myself that we didn't spend more time talking about this last week and how none of us in Kansas City caught this. So there was an interview that was done last week by Maxwell Hairston, very talented corner. He plays for the Buffalo Bills. And he was talking to Taylor Dunn of Go Long. And he said this, and I think it's really important because we have to understand how we got here with the Kansas City Chiefs. So he was asked about Kansas City's offense. This is a rookie. This was somebody who was playing SEC football last year at the University of Kentucky. Let me tell you what he said. Quote, it was about finding a difference in Xavier Worthy's posture and his effort for real when he knows he's not getting it, when it's a run. So I was just applying what I saw from the film room and taking it out to the field. There are tells that everybody gives. It's just about finding it. There was a player last week on the Buffalo Bills that said, we have been studying, we have been watching film on the Chiefs, and we have picked up on what they do. The Chiefs kind of laughed it off. We kind of laughed it off. We didn't really spend any amount of time last week talking that a player who just entered the league was able to spot something. Now, the Chiefs called him crazy, and it went kind of under the radar. But you know what? As I was listening to the Chiefs and their reaction to losing this game to the Broncos, Did you know that Chris Jones basically said the exact same thing about the Denver Broncos? Listen to this.
Great film study for them because they called it out. I heard them calling it out. They actually switched the line. If you watch the film, you can see Bo Nix kind of switched the line. So they knew it. We got to do a better job at disguising.
This is what I think happened. I think the Chiefs are a television show that have gone on for one season too long. If you really take a look at the National Football League, and maybe more specifically the AFC is drastically changing, and the Chiefs aren't changing. Look at the division. When this journey first started, at one point, Brandon Staley was the head coach in this division. At one point, Vance Joseph and Vic Fangio were the head coaches. Who knows who the Raiders have had? But if you want to try to catch up with Kansas City, you have to radically change your coaching staff to be able to keep up. You think that you can just throw some Rudy Poos and go against Andy Reid? Absolutely not. So as an organization, you got to spend a little bit of money. And who do you go get? You go get a Pete Carroll. You go get a Sean Payton. You go get a Harbaugh. And that helps close the gap. So some of the advantages that the Kansas City Chiefs have had throughout the course of this run, they have been shrinking right before our eyes. And we didn't notice it. Look at the talent on the field. Look at the sideline. Look at the coaching staff. The Chiefs are the same. And we all laugh and joke about it. When the Chiefs need a defensive tackle, they don't go outside the family. When the Chiefs need a defensive tackle, they trade a pick to go bring back Derek Nottie. When the Chiefs need some defensive line help, we're not even entertaining the possibility that they could go out and spend a third round, fourth round pick to go get somebody outside the family. No, it's bring back Mike Pennell. No, it's Colin Saunders is available. You got to go get Colin Saunders. We specifically joke about it on this show that the Chiefs only know 75 players in the National Football League. And if I know that, and you know that, how do we not think that the other teams knew this? So I think the problem is twofold. Number one, I think the aura for the Chiefs is gone. Not a team in the league is afraid of them anymore. They used to be. They're not afraid of the offense that used to just rain deep passes and be able to put up 30, 40 points. We're talking about an offense that was completely healthy, an offense that spent all this money to rebuild that offensive line. We're talking about a team that has a first ballot Hall of Fame tight end that is playing as well as he's played in the last 3 years. We're talking about a team that spent a first round pick at wide receiver, a team that spent a second round pick on wide receiver, team that went out in free agency. They scored 19 points, fully healthy, rested, off a bye. Not a single team in the National Football League is afraid of Kansas City's offense anymore. They've seen it. Max just told you that. Chris Jones is telling you that. Hey, man, these teams know what we're doing now. The Chiefs have stayed stagnant while the rest of the league every single day has woke up thinking of ways how to beat them. And we sat back and, then, you know what? They always figure it out. I mean, as long as they got Mahomes and they got Andy Reid, they'll figure it out. We can't see that it's grown stale. We can't see that what used to work in 2022 and 2023, it doesn't work anymore in 2025. This is a team that last year probably was an 11, 12 win team. And we all they always figure it out. I mean, that's what being a champion is. Late fourth quarter, you kick field goals or block a kick or make a play. We just make more plays than these other teams. But now that the pendulum has swung a little bit, these teams continue to adjust, continue to draft well, continue to make moves in free agency, and doing everything they can to keep pace with you because you've set the standard. They've closed the gap. There is not a tremendous gap between the Chiefs and these other teams in the National Football League. Some of that, I think, is what happened in the Super Bowl, and I think we all just didn't give enough respect to the fact of it is impossible for you to get beat the way the Chiefs got beat and you leave that the same way. The same way that we saw in Rocky III, and I know it's a movie, but you walk in there, the champion, and you got knocked out in the third round? You can't walk around with the same era of invincibility because everybody else thinks they can do it too. And that's what we've seen. Rob made this point. We were getting ready for the show. Look at the teams that have beat Kansas City so far this year. It's all teams that have played them a bunch. It's Philadelphia that's seen Kansas City multiple times. It's the Chargers that are in the same division as them. It's the Broncos. These are teams that know Kansas City, that study Kansas City. And they know offensively what you're going to do and what you're not going to do. I'm reading the tweets from friend of the show, Mitchell Schwartz, and he was saying in the fourth quarter, the Broncos don't even respect the play action from the Chiefs because they know they're not going to run it. Their best defensive player is telling you, he said that the Broncos are calling out our defenses. Listen to this.
Great film study for them because they called it out. I heard them calling it out. They actually switched the line. If you watch the film, you can see Bo Nix kind of switched the line. So they knew it. We got to do a better job at disguising.
We should have saw this. All of us. I'm guilty. You're guilty. They're guilty. For the last 2 weeks, their opponents have been telling us, we're watching Rush Hour 3. It's the same jokes. They were really good the first movie. Maybe even better the second time. Man, by the third time, it got a little bit stale, and we moved on from the series. This is the artist that has made the same album now 4 years in a row. You've heard this sound before. And while new artists are coming up and reinventing and figure out new ways, and the Chiefs are just the Chiefs, and that worked for a very, very long period of time. But at this point, it's time for the Chiefs to just breathe some new energy. Now, some of the things are going to stay the same. Obviously, they're not getting rid of their head coach. They're not getting rid of their quarterback. Can you continue to have the same offensive voices that you've been having? Can you continue to have Matt Nagy around on defense? Hey, maybe it's time to switch up some of these position groups. When it comes to special teams, for the amount of emphasis that the Chiefs have put on special teams and their head coach, they should have the best special teams unit in the National Football League. Does anybody feel that way? They pay their kicker more than any team in the National Football League. Now, assistant coaches' salaries are not public, but I'm guessing that Dave Toub makes more than any special teams coach in the National Football League. Do you see that play itself out on Sunday? Maybe you guys think I'm wrong, 913-586-7965, but I think the signs have been there. I think the Chiefs are mentally different, and I think that the way that teams treat the Chiefs is different after the Super Bowl. I think it took something out of them. And I'm listening to what the players in the National Football League are saying, and they have figured out this version of the Chiefs. So when they need a wide receiver, who do they go get? They go get guys they know. Hey, we know what the Chiefs are going to do. We laugh and joke about it as a fan base. When the Chiefs need a running back, oh, Kareem Hunt's available? Of course they go get him. They are predictable. They eat the same thing for dinner. They shop at the same places. It is a marriage that has gotten stale. So at some point, you either got to switch things up, do something a little bit different, or it is a marriage that will fail. And right now in this analogy, the marriage that has failed is they are in danger of missing the playoffs. In the middle of a dynasty, a team that has been to 5 of the last 6 Super Bowls, they are in danger of outright missing the postseason because of Jacksonville, because of the Chargers. We laugh at the Chargers. They are in danger of missing the playoffs because of teams we have laughed about. But these teams are getting new coaches and getting new quarterbacks and making trades, and the Chiefs they're the Chiefs. And that worked for a long time. It worked better than anybody expected it to. But at some point, you got to hire a new showrunner. You got to get some new writers. You got to have some new punchlines. You need some fresh energies. The rest of the league is telling you that they have caught up, and we are seeing it play itself out every single Sunday in the National Football League. We can take your phone calls on the other side, 913-586-7965. Let's talk about what Sean Payton said because, again, somebody from the outside, they know exactly what is coming with the Chiefs. I'll explain. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison, a show that prides itself on getting it right.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this. 96.5, The Fan.
You know, there's millions of people without the health insurance they need. I get it. You feel like it's too pricey, a headache to deal with. You deserve something better. And better health. We're on a mission to get everyone high-quality, affordable health insurance. You have health insurance needs. We have plans with low out-of-pocket premiums, with in-network preventive care at no cost to you, and a network of local doctors and hospitals. So if you're still shopping for health insurance, go to ambetterhealth.com/enroll to get your free, no-obligation quote. That's ambetterhealth.com/enroll. For coverage to start January 1st, you must enroll by December 15th. Find the plan that's right for you right now. AmBetterHealth.com/enroll. AmBetterHealth, on a mission for better. AmBetterHealth is the brand name for health insurance products underwritten by subsidiaries of Centene Corporation. Go to AmBetterHealth.com to see offerings in your state. This is a solicitation for insurance.
This is the Our Idea is Ready to Launch vision. This is the Create Great Jobs vision. This is the We Need More Space vision. This is Busey, where your business visions become realizations through securing capital for growth and comprehensive strategies that ensure a prosperous future, because thriving businesses mean thriving people and thriving communities. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Member FDIC.
What's up, Missouri? Tony Gonzalez here. I've spent a lot of Sundays right here playing in front of the best fans in football. And now it's almost your turn to get in the game, because DraftKings Sportsbook is coming to the Show Me State on December 1st. Soon you'll get fast payouts when you win, a safe and secure app that's easy to use, and promos that keep the action going all season long. It's America's top-rated sportsbook app. New customers can sign up right now and score $300 in bonus bets on launch day, December 1st.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code 965. New Missouri customers, sign up today and score $300 in bonus bets once we're live. That's code 965. In partnership with DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 and over. Physically present in Missouri. Eligibility restrictions apply. Terms at DraftKings.com/sportsbook. Subject to regulatory licensing requirements. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable and expire 7 days after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see sportsbook.draftkings.com/promos.
Around here, we've got each other's backs. When it comes to health insurance, we want that same kind of support. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City gets that. They're from around here too. Backed by the national strength of the Cross and Shield, they help you make confident choices, no matter where you are. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Kansas City. From here, for wherever you are. That's the benefit of blue.
It's about time delivery worked on your schedule. Same day, next day, or scheduled in advance. However you plan it, the Home Depot delivers the whole job. From drywall to doors, plumbing to paint, we'll get it there when you need it. Because on the job site, timing is everything. You order, we deliver. It's that easy. The Home Depot Pro. It's about time.
You think you understand how this business works, but you don't.
Landman, TV's biggest phenomenon, returns to Paramount Plus. From Taylor Sheridan, co-creator of Yellowstone, starring Billy Bob Thornton.
You have to know the rules of the game and bend them, and you really have to know them to break them.
Demi Moore.
I want success. Get it for me.
Andy Garcia, Ali Larter, and Sam Elliott.
You don't even know the game you're playing, do you?
Landman, new season, now streaming. Only on Paramount Plus.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-922-1284. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-922-1284. 800-922-1284. 800-922-1284.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results vary. Consult with your tax professional prior to enrollment.
Hi, I'm Nancy Cartwright. You may know me better as the voice of Bart Simpson. On Simpsons Declassified, we're diving into the mysteries that keep The Simpsons forever young. Have you ever wondered how The Simpsons regularly predicts future events? Who better to ask than the show's creators, performers, and writers, the celebrity guests? Be sure to follow and listen to Simpsons Declassified wherever you get your podcasts.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Hey, it's Rashee Rice from the Kansas City Chiefs. Welcome back to The Drive with C-Dot on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
We're going to take phone calls in 10 minutes, 913-586-7965. So if you want to chime in, you can do so, 913-586-7965, or you can just text in as usual, and we will read it. Our Monday football coverage is presented by Busey Bank, where they're focused on your success. At Busey Bank, they've been building business and growing wealth since 1868. To learn more, all you need to do is check out BuseyBank.com. I want to read this text to you guys very quickly. C-Dot, how much of the Chiefs' struggles do you think have to deal with them always picking in the back half of the draft and also playing so many games? That is certainly part of it, 100%. I don't think that has anything to do with the fact that Chris Jones is telling you that the Broncos were able to call out their plays. That has nothing to do with where you select in the draft. The Broncos know the Chiefs. The Chargers know the Chiefs. The Eagles know the Chiefs. We've seen this team. We know what they do. And I think you have seen the league catch up to Kansas City in a way, and now it is time to readjust. It is time to reinvent yourself. That's what I think the market is telling you. That's what I think your competitors are telling you to do. Let me play this audio for you guys just to continue to strengthen my point here. Usually those coach interviews, they don't really say a whole lot. I mean, we see Andy when he's walking off the field. I mean, we're going to go in the back and we're going to work on it. They don't really say anything, but sometimes you get a gem. Sometimes a coach will let you in on what they're thinking. And for Sean Payton to say this to 30 million people is telling. Listen to this.
We've done a good job. Obviously, there's a certain way a game's going to unfold, and this is to our advantage, we think. Offensively, we'll pick it up here. We converted some third downs. We had good field position with the return game, but the team we're playing is more of a first-half team. I like the way our defense is playing. That's a key matchup.
The team we are playing is more of a first-half team. Listen to that. And I also want you to think about, he said this when you believe that the other team has Michael Jordan on their team. He said this when you believe that the other team has Sunday Tiger Woods on their team. Closers, finishers, Mamba mentality. The team we are playing is much more of a first half team. This is how I hear that. I hear that as Sean Payton saying, when it's scripted, when the Chiefs practice their first 15, 25 plays, man, they're really difficult. And we got to weather that. We got a game plan for that. But once we get away from that, and it's about flow and feel and execution and coaching, we don't think that they're that much better than us. We have seen a Broncos team that is 5-0 this year when trailing in the fourth quarter. That used to be the Chiefs' MO. It didn't matter time, score, situation, whatever it was. The Chiefs would always figure out a way to make one or two more plays late, and that was the difference. I mean, we can go through the fourth quarter. I got it written down. I rewatched the game this morning. In the fourth quarter of this game, money time, where you expect your championship-level team to rise above a team that had been this before against a Broncos team that we were openly mocking last week. Oh, look what you guys did against the Raiders. Oh, look at what you guys did against the Jets. I don't believe. Look what you did against the Giants. That's what we all were saying this last week. So I'm putting myself in this category. I picked the Chiefs to win. I thought they were going to outclass the Broncos. In the fourth quarter, blocked extra point, false start to begin a drive, another Creed Humphrey, skip it snap. For somebody who's the best center in the National Football League, he's playing a lot of hop it. He's playing foursquare. I mean, we could think of countless times. You got to get the snap. It's third down. Let's have a clean snap to execute the timing of the play. No, just like he's at the lake, just a little skip. So this is the fourth quarter. This is money time. Sean Payton is telling you that he thinks the Chiefs are more of a first-half team than a second-half team. And then in the second half of the game, they get another Jawan Taylor penalty that always just seems to take a big play off the board. Their quarterback throws an interception in the red zone for the second time at an absolutely critical juncture in the game when you got to get points. You know that points are a premium. So Jawan Taylor penalty, Mahomes red zone interception, block extra point, false start to kick off a drive. So now, instead of starting the drive at 1st and 10, it's now 1st and 15 before we even got going. Terrible snap. 2 consecutive 3-and-outs in which you didn't try to run the football. It's kind of hard to tell you that Sean Payton's wrong. I'd love to sit here. When did this happen? Because the Chiefs have been the second half team over the last 5 years. They have been the closing team in the National Football League. And I'll take it one step further. In American sports over the last 5 years, they've been the team that when it's 4 minutes to go, you better watch out. They'll figure out a way. Mahomes will put a drive together. They'll kick a field goal. Kelsey will make a big play. They've been that team now for 5-6 seasons. Sean Payton laughed at that. I mean, the team we're playing, they're much more of a first half team, so we'll figure it out. And they did. Say what you want about Bo Nix. On the final drive of the game, 3rd and 15, 20-yard pass. 3rd and 5, completion, move the sticks. Big play down the middle of the field to Troy Franklin. Game-winning field goal. We just saw Bo Nix outperform Patrick Mahomes in the fourth quarter of a gotta-have-it game. I'm going to say that again in case you missed it. Bo Nix, who is the 19th best quarterback in the National Football League, in a gotta-have-it tie ball game late, outplayed Patrick Mahomes. And their coach stood there and told Tracy Wolfson, yeah, the Chiefs are a first-half team. You should be embarrassed. All of these comments are starting to add up to me. Whether it's Hairston saying that he can tell when the Chiefs are passing or run based off Xavier Worthy's body language, Chris Jones saying that the Broncos are able to call out and we got to do a better job disguising what we're doing, and then Sean Payton just said the Chiefs aren't closers and then proved it and then went out and he did the talking and the walking on Sunday. Let's go to the phone lines. If you want to call in, now's the perfect time to do so. 913-586-7965. 913-586-7965. We got a couple minutes to take some phone calls here. Franklin, you're first up today, my man. Appreciate you calling in.
Okay. I have a couple points, right? So the inefficiencies on our team is running back and defensive end, right? We can't get any pressure, and we got a bad running game. Those are 2 first-round draft pick misses. That's on Beach. We missed on Clyde Edwards-Helaire. We missed on FAU. Now that is coming back to haunt us. Number 2, I'm trying to understand where Patrick Mahomes' accuracy down the field went. At one time, if you had somebody running wide open like Tyreek down the field, he was hitting them every time. When is the last time he threw the ball over a defender, it landed in the person's hand, and they could just keep running to the end zone? Most of his deep passes, they got to wait on it. They got to turn around, things like that. Like, where is the accuracy? Like, I don't understand it. And these losses have to be on Andy Reid. Every time we ran out of the I formation yesterday, Kareem Hunt got 5 to 10 yards. Yet we never did it twice. Romo was calling for it. Just run it 2 times in a row. Why can't they see that, but everybody else can?
Franklin, that's a great point, man. I appreciate the phone call. We were going to talk about the run game here. I'm at my wit's end with the run game. It's like when you've been kind of begging your partner to change. Hey, this is really what I need. I need better communication. I need more teamwork. I need you to do more. Okay, babe, I'm going to be better. You're not. They don't know how to run the football. That's just where I am with watching the Chiefs play. They don't know how to run the football effectively. They don't want to run the football effectively. They don't want to show a commitment to running the football. This is what I mean by it's just time for new voices, new energy, new input. This team has stayed stagnant for much too long. The Chiefs, in my opinion, completely leaned on we won 15 games, so we'll run it back. That's a really good philosophy. But for a team that had some deficiencies in the running back room, for a team that had some deficiencies on the defensive line, all they did was draft Josh Simmons. That's all they did. All offseason. That's the only difference from this year's team to last year's team. How are the Broncos different this year? How are the Eagles different this year? What about Buffalo? We can go up and down the national. How about New England? Think of the teams that are now your competitors. How are the Colts different this year? The Chiefs, their difference was Josh Simmons. That's it. It's the same team as last year. Healthier, for sure. You didn't have Rice. You didn't have Hollywood Brown. You didn't have these guys. They were not available. But this is the same team that they ran back again, while the rest of the AFC's hungry, trying to catch up, working out. Let's go back to the phone lines. 913-586-7965. Actually, Rob, I want to get your thoughts on the run game. It is important, so I know that we have to talk about it, and I want to talk about the run game. I just feel every week you and I come on here and we say the same thing, and then we watch the games and the Chiefs do the exact same thing, and now we're in this rat race. They're not going to run the football effectively. I don't trust them to do it. If you couldn't do it after the bye week, where you had 2 weeks and we all were joking, oh, you know, Andy's in the basement. He's watching 1972 college football. If they didn't do that to give their quarterback the support that he needed, and he's throwing it 42 times, and they scored 19 points against a defense that didn't have their best defensive player in Patrick Surtain. They didn't have their best defensive player, and they also didn't have their middle linebacker, and you couldn't get anything going offensively. Every single week, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. This is where we are with their run game. They're not going to run the football successfully. That's where we at.
I don't even know. We agree. They're not going to do it successfully. It's a waste of my breath, my energy, your breath, your energy, to have the same conversations. Is it chicken or the egg? Do they not run because they can't run, or do they not commit to it, and that's why they do? I don't know. I don't know if it's Reed. I don't know if it's the O-line. I don't know if it's net. I don't know who to blame. But they don't run the ball. That's sentence one. They just don't do it. They do not run the ball. This is the second time in back-to-back games, I guess that's an obvious comment, where Andy Reid has gone into halftime, and I don't know what happens at halftime. He looks at the computer, he looks at the whiteboard. I don't know what an NFL locker room looks like at halftime. But he goes into the locker room at halftime and just decides, I'm done running. Did they run the ball in the second half? I know they literally did. I can look at the drive sheet. They did. But it was zero effectiveness. It was zero memorable. And when the game was on the line, when they had a chance to fire a kill shot, and we talked today about, the AFC West is back wide open. You know what they did? They threw it 6 times. So I don't know if it's Kareem Hunt's fault. I don't care whose fault it is. They just don't.
Kareem Hunt ain't the one
it.
calling the plays. I can't be mad at Kareem. Kareem played well yesterday.
I mean, to be fair, this morning I was listening to Bob and Dusty, and Kling was on the show, and he said every time Kareem Hunt came off the field, he was exhausted. So, I mean, maybe be in better shape after the bye week, and we can run you more than 7 times.
Text line 913-586-7965. C-Dot, be fair, the Colts' big difference was they went out and got Daniel Jones, so they improved at quarterback. Last year, the Colts, their quarterbacks completed 56% of their passes, had 20 touchdown passes, and 19 interceptions. This year at quarterback, the Colts are completing 70% of their passes. Their quarterback has 15 touchdowns, and they've thrown 7 interceptions. So you're right. Their improvement was going to get Daniel Jones, which is a significant upgrade from Anthony Richardson. So the Colts improved. The Patriots improved. The Broncos improved. Do we feel the Chiefs improved this offseason? We are seeing the results play themselves out. Let's go back to the phone lines, 913-586-7965. Let's go to Jerry. Jerry called into the show. Hey, Jerry, good afternoon, my man.
Hey, how's it going, C-Dot?
Doing good, man.
Just, I played offensive line in high school, played it in college, and if you watch Jawan Taylor, anybody that watches him can tell what we're doing. Whenever we're running, he doesn't pump his legs. When we're getting ready to pass the ball, he will literally get into his stance, and if you watch, he'll pump that right foot 3 or 4 times. He's trying to get his footing so he can shoot off backwards. So, I mean, if I could see it sitting at home on the couch, surely they could see it on the field.
And Jerry, trust me, they're seeing it. I'm watching Jawan Taylor play. They're seeing it. I appreciate the phone call. They've seen it with Jawan Taylor. He was doing so well, too. He was avoiding the big penalty. He was doing great. We stopped talking about Jawan Taylor. There was no reason to talk about him. He was playing well. Well, I mean, third quarter of a close division game. 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Chiefs get 17 yards. They're about to get the ball on the 3-yard line where it's Kareem Hunt time. What do you know? See a yellow flag on the field. Oh, you know who it's on. False start, 74. Illegal formation. Bro, I can't wait till we're over the Jawan Taylor thing. It's almost over. We don't have too much more time left. But the Jawan Taylor illegal formation penalty or false start, it is always right around the corner. It's just that's what you got to deal with if you're the Chiefs. That's a coaching thing. I don't want to hear this, well, Chris Collinsworth, bro, that was 3 years ago now. I don't want to hear about that game anymore. Stop talking to me about the opening Thursday game 2 years ago and how Chris Collinsworth pointed out that he was continuously leaving early. Let's go back to the phone lines, 913-586-7965. Both Ken and Michael are both blaming two completely different people. Let's start with Michael. Michael, how you doing, man?
Good. What's going on, C-Dot?
Doing good, man.
So I cannot comprehend how this offense isn't better. Like, the O-line is good. The receiving core is good. Mahomes, I feel like it has to just be on Reed at this point. Maybe some Nagy, you can lump them in there. And then you pay the interior offensive line like $50 million a year, and you don't even run the ball. Like, if Caliendo was in there for Trey Smith, would anything be different this year? Like, I don't think it would be.
I appreciate the phone call, Michael. We're going to talk about this more coming up at 3 o'clock, and we can talk about it now, too. I mean, he's the quarterback of the team. The Chiefs' offense is built around Patrick Mahomes being special. That's what it's built around. It is built around Patrick Mahomes being a superhero. That's what it's built off of. And a problem with Mahomes, for as great as he is, he doesn't have those superhero moments as frequently as he used to. I mean, there was a stretch there where just every week he was doing something that just completely wowed you. No-look passes, little flip to Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Their offense is built around, they have maybe the most talented quarterback in the history of the National Football League. If you take that away from them and they have just a good quarterback like they have, not a superhero, you are seeing some of the flaws. We'll talk about the deep ball. At this point, it is a low percentage play. We talk about dink and dunk and wanting their offense to be more dynamic. I mean, the Chiefs take chances down the field. They just can't convert any of those chances. Let's go back to the phone lines. Ken called into the show today. Ken, how you doing, my man?
I'm good, thank you. Thanks for having me.
No problem, man.
I think the problem is the former Bears coach, Matt Nagy. I think the team was a lot better when they had Eric Bieniemy. I don't think Nagy is a offensive coach. I don't think he's a quarterback's coach. I think he's more of a quarterback killer and an offense killer. His offense is stagnant. To your point, they have so many weapons. I think the other guy said as well. They have so many weapons on that team, and they are not opening up that playbook where Mahomes can do his magic. And I think that is the issue, that is the challenge there as well. And then, two, you have to know how to be able to call players with a mix of veteran players with the young receivers. I mean, you got some fast receivers on that team. There's no reason why they should not be going after it. Now, don't get me wrong. Mahomes did overthrow a few players. That he did do. But the trick plays, where are they? And I think that's the problem because it keeps the defense on their toes.
Absolutely, Ken. Great phone call, man. Really appreciate it. At this point, I don't really care how the rest of the season goes, at least in regards to this take. I want the Chiefs to get a true number one running back, and I want the Chiefs to get a new offensive coordinator next year. I just think it's time. That's it. I think it's time. I think they need a new offensive voice is what I think they need. I think they need somebody who is willing to stand up to Andy Reid. I think they need somebody with new ideas and new vision. I think they need a voice that makes Pat uncomfortable. I think one of the problems with Patrick Mahomes is he has built a very comfortable infrastructure. That's good, right? It's good. I don't know if Pat's challenged every day by the infrastructure that they have up. I think the one thing I will agree with, and I've always made this point about Bieniemy, I think it's a little bit unfair. I mean, Bieniemy had the best version of Tyreek Hill and the best version of Travis Kelce, is I think that Bieniemy is just willing to make the guys around him uncomfortable and challenge them in a way. When's the last time that you've seen their offensive coordinator and their quarterback coach challenge their quarterback? When's the last time you've seen Andy challenge it? From all sides. Training, nutrition, all of those things. I think Pat, like most people, has developed a routine. This is how it works. We got a good infrastructure around. I think the Chiefs need to try something different. I think they need to just switch it up. You need new energy, new voices, new everything. I think they just need something new. And you would have thought that them losing in the Super Bowl the way that they did would have caused the new. But I think they just lean more on we won 15 games, which you did. You won 15 games. Maybe missing the playoffs is what they need to realize, hey, we got to reinvent ourselves. We got to think outside the box. Why do we have 5 versions of the same wide receiver? Where's the 6'4", go-get-it red zone threat? Maybe that's what they need, is just something to scare them straight, to just, we got to try something different. Let's talk about the wide receivers coming up on the other side. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with CDOT. Tune in as Nate Taylor of ESPN joins the show in studio every Friday at 4 on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. The Drive, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Hey, folks, it's Carrington Harrison from The Drive here. Many men remember their first time. Not that first time. I'm talking about the first time that erectile dysfunction ruined that special moment. And if you're over 50, then the chances are then you've experienced this before. That first time can be frustrating. It can be a little bit embarrassing. But here's the good news. At Heartland Men's Health, that first time can also be the last time. Heartland Men's Health specializes in treating ED when the pills and herbals fail. With a success rate of over 90%, many men see results just after one visit. So your first visit is just $99, which includes a consult, lab work, and if medically advised, you get a test dose. And if it doesn't work right there in the office, then your visit is on the house. So don't let ED define your sex life. Call my friends at Heartland Men's Health today at 844-447-6600 or check out the website, heartlandmenshealth.com today. You can also stop by and visit any of the 3 area locations, Overland Park, Independence, and North Kansas City. Be sure to stop by Heartland Men's Health.
Feeling lucky? Then Saturday, November 29th is your night, because luck is alive at Harrah's Kansas City during the night of 101 winners. We're handing out a massive $120,000 in free play and cash. That's $1,000 every 5 minutes. 101 winners, and you could be one of them. Want to stack the odds? Play on Wednesdays in November and earn 10 times the entries for even more chances to strike it lucky. Only at Harrah's Kansas City, where winners are made. 21 or older to gamble. Know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
BetMGM is coming soon to Missouri. Sports fans in Missouri can pre-register and get up to $1,500 paid back in bonus bets if their first bet loses. Plus, an additional $100 in bonus bets if they deposit before December 1st. Enjoy a betting app that was designed for game day with features like live bets, same-game parlays, BetMGM rewards points, and surprise boosts dropping in your account all throughout the season. It's everything a sports fan could want in one app. BetMGM is coming to Missouri on December 1st. Pre-register today. BetMGM. Make it legendary. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 and older only. Missouri only. New customer offers subject to eligibility requirements and minimum deposit of $10. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable and expire in 7 days. Please gamble responsibly. Pending BetMGM's licensure as a mobile sports wagering operator with the Missouri Gambling Commission register for a Missouri online sport wagering account starting 11/17. BetMGM's insurance of welcome offer is conditional on full.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. Not, but wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates. Northbrook, Illinois.
Oh, hey, welcome to gift wrapping. Whoa, Zoe Saldana.
Hey, can you wrap these, please?
Wow, iPhone 17s. You splurged.
At T-Mobile, you can get 4 iPhone 17s on them. The new center stage front camera is amazing for group selfies. It's the perfect gift for everyone.
I'm the worst. I only got my mom a robe.
Well, it's better than socks.
So I have to trade in my old phone, right?
No, at T-Mobile, there's no trade-ins needed when you switch. Keep your old phone or give it as a gift.
Incredible.
In fact, wrap up my old phone too. For my Aunt Rosa. Forget that. Aunt Liz will be jealous.
Sounds like my family. Drama.
Oh, I got it. I'll give it to my abuela. I'll take reindeer paper with, hey, where are you going?
To T-Mobile! The holidays are better at T-Mobile. Get 4 iPhone 17s on us. No trade-in needed when you switch. Plus 4 lines for just $25 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 4 eligible port-ins on essentials for well-qualified customers. Auto pay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 256 gigabytes, $830 required. Visit T-Mobile.com.
This afternoon, high of 61 with mostly cloudy skies and a slight chance of rain.
Weather brought to you by Staples. Have an easy holiday at Staples. Save on top tech and gaming gifts, shipping supplies and services to get your packages there safely, even custom cards and wrapping paper. Staples. That was easy.
Ball 96.5 The Fan.
We're going to have time to take more phone calls, 913-586-7965. Today's show just doesn't need to be me ranting and raving. You guys are an instrumental part of this. I certainly want your voice to be heard. Paul, I know you're on hold. Stay there. I promise you we'll get to your phone call in a bit. And if you want to call in, now's a good time. 913-586-7965. We'll be taking phone calls today to talk about the Chiefs that find themselves 5-5, and they are in a fight to potentially make the NFL playoffs. I want to talk about 3 players before we get back to the phone lines. Let's start with this. I'm not even mad at this player. I'm mad at you guys. I remember this was maybe 3-4 weeks ago, and I know I was here. We were having a passionate debate about where you would rank Rashee Rice. And I remember saying that I thought the Chiefs had like somewhere between like the 25th and 40th best receiver in the league. And I didn't mean that in any way as a knock towards Rashee Rice. I just think there's a lot of really, really good wide receivers in the National Football League. And the text line was hot. You remember that, Rob? They were yelling at me. Oh, how can you say that? He's a top 5 receiver. He's top 10. Name guys you think are better than Rashee Rice. Stop it. You cannot tell me that you're watching this Chiefs team and feel like they got one of the 5 best wide receivers in the National Football League on that roster. Stop it. You cannot tell me that you're watching this offense and you think that Rashee Rice is one of the 10 best wide receivers in the league. So that's number one. I'm not even mad at Rice. I'm mad at you guys for how you were talking about Rashee Rice a month ago on this show. Top 5 receiver. Remember text line was trying to argue who's better than Amon-Ra St. Brown? Remember I said he was like Devontae Smith? Text line was screaming at me. Oh, Charger, you know what you're talking about. Okay, all right. They don't have a top 5 receiver on their team. Let's cut it out. You guys are ready to give him $150 million last week. And I was like, come on now, why are we doing this? Let's calm down a little bit. Why are we doing this? I was vilified on the text line. That's number one. Number 2, I don't think people remember this play, but this was actually a really important play in the game. It is 27 seconds on the clock, and the Chiefs have the ball. The Chiefs have 2 timeouts. It's a tie ball game. The Chiefs are trying to get something cooking. They're trying to move the ball down the field. They hit Hollywood Brown for a 13-yard completion. That is going to be a first down. Now, there are 2 directions that Hollywood Brown can go. He can go left and cut up field, or he can go right and go out of bounds and save that timeout. You guys want to guess which direction he went? He went left. He got tackled. Now the Chiefs have to call a timeout when the Chiefs offense had momentum. I don't know if the Chiefs score. I don't know. We will never know. But over the course of the game, you could see it. It halted the momentum. Andy was very demonstrative. You have to get out of bounds there. That's situational awareness. This is football. A year and a half in this. I mean, we could probably track it, Rob. A year and a half in this. I mean, we could probably track it, Rob. We could probably really go back and write down how many deep shots or attempts they've tried with Xavier Worthy. Or like 2 for 19. I can remember like 2 off the top of my head. They had that long one to the Chargers. Remember, he kept running out of bounds, or Mahomes would overthrow him, or whatever it was. And they finally connected in that long pass early last year against the Chargers. And then they had one in the fourth quarter when the game was over against the Eagles, which was an amazing throw. I can't think of too many more. If you guys can, let me know. 913-586-7965. Can you guys think of another time? Because they certainly try it. Again, I will not tell you that the Chiefs don't try to take chances downfield. They try to take chances downfield. They just don't work. And they work with Tyquan Thornton. They work. I can think of more big pass plays down the field that Mahomes has been able to make with Tyquan Thornton than Xavier Worthy. You drafted Xavier Worthy for this thing. He's supposed to be your deep threat. He's supposed to be your Tyreek Hill replacement, your speedster, take the top off the defense. He is not. I don't know if it's Mahomes. I don't know if it's Worthy just not running those routes great. I don't know what it is, but we're seeing it. It doesn't work. I don't know what else to tell you. It doesn't work. They don't have a connection. They don't have a chemistry. They don't have a rapport with each other. Not down the field. Not at all. Not even a little bit. Let's go to the phone lines. Paul called into the show, 913-586-7965. Hey, Paul, I appreciate you holding, man.
Hey, great show, guys. Yeah, I agree with you that the Chiefs haven't evolved. If you remember years ago, early in this 2010, a running back couldn't get a $10 contract. They thought the running back was going to be extinct. They shifted the rules a little bit, and now the running game, you have to build that shell in your offense. If you look at teams like Buffalo, who's got Superman up there that runs for 3 touchdowns, Baltimore, Philly with Shake Bradley, the kid down in Atlanta, you run the ball 13 times, you're doing a disservice to your linemen. Those linemen are on their heels all the time, pass blocking. You need them to run out, run some traps, pull those tackles, pull those guards. Those guys love to do that, and the Chiefs haven't evolved, and they can't run the clock off, and you can't keep the other team off the field. And then I'd actually have a question.
Okay.
If we have meaningless games in December, the Chiefs' adverse risk to running a quarterback sneak to get Mahomes hurt, do you shut Mahomes down in December?
No, I'm not doing that, Paul, and I appreciate the phone call. I'm not shutting down Patrick Mahomes. I mean, I still think they got a great chance of making the postseason if you look at their schedule. I haven't completely given up on the Chiefs. Like, I don't want you guys to think that my commentary means that I've just completely given up and I think the season is lost. I don't think that. I think they very much can do it. But to me, we are at gut check time. This is code red, bright red. Some things got to change. A mentality, an energy has to change with this team. Too many critical mistakes. Way too many critical mistakes yesterday. Almost all the problems that plague this team in the first couple of weeks of the season, and I think we all excused them away. Oh, well, I mean, you don't have your number 1 and number 2 receiver. Of course you'd lose. The Jawan Taylor penalty problem, they have never solved it. At any point in Jawan Taylor's Kansas City Chiefs career, he has been a problem at right tackle with penalties. He is the most penalized player in the league. They've never solved it. And he's a former offensive lineman. How have they not solved this Jawan Taylor issue? It's a problem. I'm not saying it cost them the game. It drastically changed the game. The Chiefs had a 15-yard play. It was called back by a legal formation. There's been no player in the NFL who's been called for more illegal formations the last 3 years than Jawan Taylor. That is a coaching issue. We talked about Harrison Butker. Harrison Butker kicks the ball outside the landing zone. Again, you have a chance to kick a field goal. The difference in being up 3 and being up 4 is monumental. It gets blocked. A lot of the same problems that we were talking about the first 6 weeks that I think we all just attributed to injuries, not having Rashee Rice or Xavier Worthy being hurt, those guys are back, and the injuries are still happening. The Chiefs are as healthy as any team in the National Football League. Sure, Isaiah Pacheco's not playing. It's football. No team has all of their starters. The Broncos don't have Patrick Surtain. They didn't have their middle linebacker. Their running back, J.K. Dobbins, is out for the rest of the year. He broke his foot. The Broncos beat the Chiefs up yesterday. They were the tougher, more physical team. They were able to close. So there are no excuses to me. This is the team. They didn't make a trade. This is the team. And they have to figure it out with the pieces that they have. We'll continue to take your phone calls, 913-586-7965. We'll also talk about Patrick Mahomes next. Keep it right here, it's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan. Brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
The NFL season is rolling along, and you're starting to get a better feel on who's a contender and who's a pretender, and you can make all your predictions over at FanDuel. The FanDuel Sportsbook app is your home for all your favorite NFL bets, from yards to touchdowns to who you think is going to win. With FanDuel, any play can be the play of the game. And tonight, FanDuel is giving all customers 30% profit boost token. That's right. You can get in on the action for 30% profit boost on this Monday night. So make FanDuel your go-to app for every snap. So whether you want to bet who's going to win the game, who's going to score a touchdown, or who's going to score the first touchdown, you can do all that with our friends over at FanDuel. Just visit FanDuel.com. Use my promo code KFNZ to bet on the game. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, and also 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Kansas. Opt-in required. Bonus issue is non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under agreement. Kansas Casino LLC. Gambling problem? Get out with your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700. Visit kansasgamblinghelp.com.
Hey friends, it's noisy out there with information coming at us all day, every day. It's hard to know what to trust, and the world of wealth management is no exception. That's why UMB Private Wealth Management helps you tune out the noise and tune into what matters most. They'll create a financial plan based on your unique goals, so it's your voice that comes through loud and clear. Get financial clarity. Go to umb.com/privatewealth to schedule an appointment. That's umb.com/privatewealth.
The end of the year is rapidly approaching. We want to say thank you for another successful year as your neighborhood plumber. It's a privilege to be one of the few local family-run companies around. This time of year is when water heaters start to struggle. So through the end of the year, we are offering $250 off a tank replacement or $500 off a tankless water heater. So call 913-768-7676 or visit ConnollyPlumbingSolutions.com to schedule.
It's Cody and Gold, and you guys know we've been telling you about Centric, whereas in as little as 4 months, you can find a brand new career in IT. Take it from our friend Colin.
Before Centric, I tried community college, and when that didn't work, I went to Centric. Their IT career program helped me land my first job in cybersecurity, and in just a few years, I worked my way up to a remote senior role with great pay and real work-life balance. Centric gave me the jumpstart I needed.
Colin's got the right idea. He was ready for that new career and knew Centric was his path to do it. Reach out to our guy, Russ Mondry, at Centric.com and start that new career.
Hey, Zach, are you smiling at my gorgeous canyon view?
No, Donald. I'm smiling because I've got something I want to tell the whole world.
Well, do it. Shout it out.
T-Mobile's got home internet.
Whoa, I love that echo. T-Mobile's got home internet.
How much is it?
Look at that, Zach. We got the neighbor's attention.
Just $35 a month. And you love a great deal, Denise.
Plus, they've got a 5-year price guarantee. That's 5 whole trips around the sun.
I'm switching. Me too.
Yes, T-Mobile home internet for the neighborhood.
Donald, you still haven't returned my weed whacker.
Carl, don't you embarrass me like this, please.
What's everyone yelling about?
T-Mobile's got home internet.
And Donald's got my weed whacker.
Yes, T-Mobile's got home internet. Just $35 a month with auto pay and any voice line. And it's guaranteed for 5 years.
Beautiful yodeling, Carl.
Taxes and fees apply. See T-Mobile.com/ISP for details and exclusions.
This is an important notice to all U.S. taxpayers. The IRS is giving away billions of dollars in tax savings through a federal program called the Fresh Start Initiative to aid delinquent taxpayers. This initiative was established for anyone facing financial hardship and unable to pay their back taxes. Qualifying and enrolling in this program will stop all collections, settle your delinquent tax problem, and even reduce what you owe by thousands of dollars. Call the hotline at People's Tax Relief to see if you qualify and get this free information by dialing 800-922-1284. If you have unfiled tax returns or cannot afford to pay your personal or business back taxes, you can now get the help you need. One simple phone call can resolve your tax problem and save you thousands of dollars. To see if you qualify and to get this important free information, call 800-922-1284. 800-922-1284. 800-922-1284.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results vary. Consult with your tax professional prior to enrollment.
Brought to you by Duke's Mayonnaise.
This is the Duke's country song. It's a song about the best mayo. It has a yellow lid, and its full name is Duke's Mayonnaise. Get Duke's Mayo in store, It's got twang.
What's up, KC? It's George Karlaftis. Tune in on game days to hear the play-by-play with Mitch, Danon, and Kling on your home for Chiefs football, 96.5 The Fan.
KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
You're listening to The Drive on 96.5 The Fan, 96.5thefan.com, and also the Odyssey app. My name is Carrington Harrison. Really excited to be here with you on this wonderful, wonderful Monday. We'll get back to your phone calls here coming up in just a bit. I want to read to you guys a tweet that I saw yesterday about Patrick Mahomes. So Patrick Mahomes from 2018 up until 2022, he was averaging 8.1 yards per attempt. He had a 106 quarterback rating. That is as good as any quarterback in the history of the National Football League. That's dominant. The last 3 seasons, so 23, 24, and 25, Patrick Mahomes is now at a 7 yards per attempt. He also has a quarterback rating of 93.7. I made this point earlier. Their offense is centered around Patrick Mahomes being a superhero. He was from 2018 to 2022. 8.1 yards per attempt is some of the best in league history. Walking around with a 106 quarterback rating is incredible. He is not that right now. This is where I'm most critical of Matt Nagy and why I think I just think they need a new voice. Matt Nagy is the offensive coordinator, but I think most of us know he is not the one calling the plays. That lies on the head coach. But he's a former NFL quarterback. He also was somebody who played in the Arena League. This is a guy, to me, his role and responsibility is to help Patrick be the best version of himself that he can be. I don't think that he is the one making the decision to run the ball or not run the ball. I think he is a voice that helps come up with the schemes, but I think Andy is the mixologist that is making the final call decisions and calling the day-to-day operation, so to speak. I think Matt Nagy's responsibility is to get the most out of Mahomes. That's what I think it is. I think it's to get the most out of him. And I don't think that he is. I don't think that he is. And if you are going from having the superhero quarterback that they've had to the good quarterback that they have, good to great quarterback, I don't want to diminish how well I think Mahomes has played for a majority of this stretch. You got to make up for that in other areas. They're not making up for that in the run game. They don't run the football. They really can't run the football. So you're not making up for it. And I've said this. You guys have said this. When their offense turns into Pat save us, Pat run around and be special and make plays, and he loses his foundation, he loses his base, that's when Mahomes is human at times. That interception that he threw is a bad interception. That's something bad quarterbacks do. That's simple. That's something a bad quarterback would do. It's 3rd and long. This is a low-scoring game. In the playoffs, he never makes that play. He always throws it out of bounds or runs it or slides. And, hey, you live to play another down. But trying to make a play, trying to be superhero, whatever it is, that's just a bad, low-percentage play. You got to see that linebacker there. He's right there in front of you. You didn't think he was going to react? You make a bad throw, it directly takes points off of the board in what ended up being a one-possession, 3-point game. It came down to a field goal. So I think everybody shares in this. I think everybody is a reason on why they lost. Whether it's offensively with Patrick Mahomes, whether it's the defense, I still can't get over this quote from Chris Jones where Chris Jones says that the Broncos were calling out their formations.
Great film study for them because they called it out. I heard them calling it out. They actually switched the line. If you watch the film, you can see Bo Nix kind of switched the line. So they knew it. We got to do a better job at disguising.
I mean, it was a chess match, back and forth. 2 good teams, 2 potential playoff teams, one for sure playoff team, another potential playoff teams, 2 teams that know each other, 2 teams that study each other. Spags, you just got beat. Bo Nix was able to disguise, he was able to see your coverage where he's calling it out. Like, that has to upset every single Chiefs fan that the Broncos were that prepared for the Chiefs after a bye week, after we spent all week talking about 22-4 and how Andy and the defense, and for a quarterback that was playing poorly, it's not like Bo Nix has really been cooking the last 6 to 8 weeks or so. He's been bad for the most part. Look at the numbers. He's 29th in yards per attempt. He's 29th in completion percentage. He didn't look like that against the Chiefs defense. Way too many 3rd and long conversions in this game. 3rd and 15. It is a tie ball game. 3rd and 15. You have to get off the field. 20-yard pass play. And that was the theme of this game. So I don't want you guys to think that I don't think that Mahomes played a part in this. He absolutely does. They failed at almost every turn. They failed offensively. They failed in play calling. They failed in quarterback play. They failed on defense. They failed on special teams. And for a team that was in a desperate, gotta have it, we need this for the division, for a team that was well-rested coming off a bye, for a team that has minimal injuries, it is unacceptable the way that they played yesterday against the Broncos. For a team that was thought to be the favorite in the AFC and coming into this, they were the Super Bowl favorite in the AFC. It is unacceptable to play the way they did yesterday.
I remember I was listening to pregame yesterday. I was out kind of running some errands, listening to pregame, and they were talking about how bye weeks are all about self-scouting. You know, everyone self-scouted. The coaching staff, the players, everyone self-scouted. Did it look like any self-scouting transpired? Because if we wanted to, we could clip every single problem we talked about following the Buffalo game, and we could play that audio today. It was the same. Andy went away from the run. Patrick didn't have his best game. Patrick, at times, got a little happy feet in the background with a little bit of pass rush. The O-line had penalties that led to mistakes. The receivers didn't have their best day. The offense was too reliant on Travis Kelce at times. Like, it felt like all the same issues from the Bills game have reemerged. So when I hear Andy Reid and everyone say, you know, bye weeks are about self-evaluation, what do you think they evaluated and saw in the bye week? Because everything I saw in the Bills game, I saw in the Broncos game. And it's every time they play a playoff team. We've seen them this year. They look great against the Raiders. No need to self-scout. They just go out there and dominate the Raiders. They don't look good against playoff teams. So something's got to change, because if we come on here every time they play a good team, which will be in 6 days, by the way, I might get my jokes off about Daniel Jones, but the Colts are better than the Chiefs this year, period, full stop. If we're on here next Monday talking about, well, they didn't run the ball well, and, you know, the O-line kind of was shaky at times, which gave Mahomes some PTSD, and Mahomes threw a bad pick, and then you had, some bad penalties at bad time. If we're saying all the same things in 6 days, then on January whatever, we're not going to be saying them anymore, because they're going to be watching the playoffs from home. It's just the same thing over and over again.
I think a lot of people today are kind of where I am. I am still struggling with this is who they are. I'm struggling with that. Like, when you are used to your favorite actor doing this, and then you see his last couple of movies, and you're like, does he still have it? When you're used to going to a restaurant and you're used to the food quality being a certain way, and then you have a couple of bad meals there, it really shakes you. Man, has this place gone down like that? It is hard for me to sort of come to this new world of every game in the final 8 minutes, the feeling that the Chiefs would be the team to make the play, to now looking at the Chiefs as the team that will typically make the mistake. We could talk a lot about these one-score games. I know you wanted to talk about it, Rob, and how last year the Chiefs were 11-0, 12-0, and this year they're 0 for 5. A lot of it has just been they've made the mistake. They threw the interception in the red zone. They had the illegal formation that took out a 15-yard play. They're the team that gave up the 3rd and 15 to the Bo Nix. They're at the center of all of these things. So it's just hard for me to go from feeling like for 5-6 years, man, the Chiefs will always figure it out. Big game, 15, Andy, back up against the wall. They're the best team in the National Football League. That is how we have talked about the Chiefs every day now for a half decade. It is hard to go from that to now waking up and the Chiefs are not special. They have special accomplishments, sure, of course. They have been special in the past, no question. But the 2025 Chiefs, them, not the 2024 version, not the 2023 version, I mean the one that is going to go on the field on Sunday against the Colts, they have not done anything to get our benefit of the doubt. They have not done anything to justify our belief that they are going to figure it out. It is all based off nostalgia. It is all based off the accomplishments of what they've done in the past. It's all based off the history, the banners, the Final Fours, the trophies, the Super. It's all based off that. It cannot be based on what we are seeing. Because in every game where there was a crossroad, I guess other than the Lions game, but every game that there has been a crossroad, for them to show you that this team is special, they failed. They failed week 1 against the Chargers. They failed week 2 against the Eagles. They failed in Buffalo. And they always lose to Buffalo. Okay. I feel like Buffalo just outplayed them from start to finish. Yesterday, they had to have it. They needed that game. And for you to come out and make those same mental mistakes, the same errors that you have been making this entire season, this is how you find yourself at 5-5. This is earned. You can't put this on anything else. This isn't injuries. This isn't. They earned being 5-5 at this portion of the season. They have earned our panic. They have earned our criticism based on how they've played. Coming up on the other side, we're going to get the winner perspective on things. We're going to head to Denver to be joined by Ryan Edwards. That's coming up. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this. Tune in Mondays at 4 to hear the play-by-play voice of the Chiefs, Mitch Holtis, on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5, The Fan.
Hey, football fans, tune in this week to kick off with Boomer and Valenti, where the guys break down the biggest headlines and storylines from across the NFL. Kickoff with Boomer and Valenti is brought to you by the Home Depot. When the job calls for the best, call on Makita, available at the Home Depot. How pros get more done.
Get ready, Missouri. Kickoff is near. The world's largest sports book is coming to your fingertips. Circa Sports, it's sports betting the way it should be. With high and transparent app limits, low holds, and exceptional customer service. Start betting like a pro in Missouri on December 1st. Learn about your new bookie today at circasports.com. The world's largest sports book at your fingertips. Circa Sports launches December 1st.
I'm Mitch Holtis, voice of the Kansas City Chiefs. Choosing the best doctor for your eyes is one of the most important medical decisions you'll ever make. Whether you're considering blade-free LASIK, all laser cataract surgery, and premium lens implants, or want a world-renowned doctor to help with your glaucoma, macular degeneration, dry eyes, or diabetes, trust my doctor, Dr. Steven Silverstein. Call Silverstein Eye Centers to make an appointment, 816-358-3600. Experience the best eye care in Kansas City.
It's holiday cheers time, and Gomer's Fine Wines and Liquors is here for it. With 5 locations, a wide selection, great prices, and friendly service. Gomer's Fine Wines and Liquors, family-owned and KC proud since 1969.
Arvest Bank believes in the power of serving others. That's why we're committed to supporting those who serve our communities. We believe that all communities deserve a financial partner who cares. Arvest. We believe.
Play Kansas Lottery's holiday scratch tickets for a chance to win up to $100,000 instantly. Enter tickets into Play On for a chance to win bonus drawings. See kslottery.com.
Honey, that flu keeping you up? Did you take NyQuil Intense Flu?
Nah, I got this. Okay, I don't got this.
Yeah, you need NyQuil Intense Flu.
Undo your flu with NyQuil Intense Flu. NyQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms so you can sleep.
You do got this.
NyQuil Intense Flu. The nighttime sniffling, aching fever. Best sleep with the flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance supervisor at a manufacturing facility, he knows keeping the line up and running is a top priority. That's why he chooses Grainger. Because when a drive belt gets damaged, Grainger makes it easy to find the exact specs for the replacement product he needs. And next-day delivery helps ensure he'll have everything in place and running like clockwork. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You think you understand how this business works?
but you don't.
Landman, TV's biggest phenomenon, returns to Paramount Plus. From Taylor Sheridan, co-creator of Yellowstone, starring Billy Bob Thornton.
You have to know the rules of the game and bend them, and you really have to know them to break them.
Demi Moore.
I want success. Get it for me.
Andy Garcia, Ali Larter, and Sam Elliott.
You don't even know the game you're playing, do you?
Landman, new season, now streaming, only on Paramount Plus.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
The technicians you can trust with your house keys. Anthony Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electric.
Stay comfortable year-round with fast, reliable service 24/7, even weekends and holidays. Already invested in repairs? Save up to $4,500 on a new HVAC system. Schedule today at AnthonyPHCE.com.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Good afternoon. Still working the crash. Lee Summit on the curve, 470 northbound, just before Struther. Right lane is blocked, and then we've got a stall, but I do see red. The right lane is blocked, 435 southbound at Leavenworth. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Hey, it's Trent McDuffie from the Kansas City Chiefs. Welcome back to The Drive with C-Dot on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
You know, after the Chiefs win, we normally mock the opposition by reading their Reddit page. We got to be consistent. We got to have consistent energy on this day. We'll get back to your phone calls, 913-586-7965. But first, we're going to take this phone call from Ryan Edwards of KOA in Denver, Colorado, to talk about who are soon to be the 2025 AFC West champion Denver Broncos. Ryan, how you doing today, my man?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Doing good, man. What's been the sentiment? What's been the feeling in Denver after the win yesterday?
Yeah, I mean, it's a big win. I mean, you guys know that. The Chiefs are that kind of team. They demand that kind of respect. They've been the dominant team in the league. I mean, we talk about, dynasty. I think maybe early on in the process, you wondered how they would sort of measure up against other dynasties. And the Chiefs have obviously exceeded, I think, many people's expectations. And I don't think they're done by any stretch. But, yeah, I mean, it was a game where you knew the Chiefs were going to be desperate to get in here and get that win because that would keep them in the range for the division. And the Broncos just were able to match them from the very beginning. I thought that the crowd was great from, back here in the studio. Of course, I'm doing the pre and post game, but it sounded like through the radio, the crowd was really great. You could see the camera shaking on the TV. And yeah, I mean, the fans are fired up. I mean, this was a measuring stick kind of moment for the team. A lot of people around the league and fans have been saying a lot of bad things about this Broncos team and not believing that they're legit. And I think that this one legitimizes them a little bit, I think.
I think it also legitimizes Bo Nix in a lot of ways. I was critical of him last week. If you look at the numbers, he was 29th in completion percentage, 29th in yards per attempt. He made a couple of big throws, especially in that fourth quarter, to help secure a Broncos win.
He really did, yeah, and the deep ball was working a little better than it has been. It's one of those things like a multiple things can be true conversation had to be had about Bo Nix because in one hand, yeah, you look at some of the EPA numbers, the advanced analytics, they're not pretty. It's not pretty. Now, he was like top 5 in passing touchdowns, but again, that's like well, what about the rest of it? And you could just do from the eye test even and say it wasn't good enough. But he was somehow, and they are somehow just this unbelievable team in the fourth quarter. And he's atop many ranks when you just take the fourth quarter. Now, some will say that's not enough, but it is enough to go on at that point a 7-game win streak and then now an 8-game win streak. They have the best point differential in the fourth quarter of any team in the NFL. That's a real stat. And so in the end, is he a part of that equation? Absolutely. Are they still carried a lot by their defense? Absolutely. So again, multiple things can be true in this entire conversation, and I think it's actually fueled them because they still haven't played their best football, and they know it.
Right now, we're talking to Ryan Edwards of KOA in Denver, getting the Broncos' perspective on yesterday's game. I don't think that we give enough credit to the mental side of sports that, there was a stretch there with the Chiefs where every game going into the fourth quarter, if it was close, you just knew the Chiefs were going to make one or two plays that ended up being the difference in the game. One thing that really stood up to me, and I think this has just been built up over what they've done so far this season, is, man, the Broncos carried themselves like, we know we're better than Kansas City, and we're going to prove it, especially once that game got close late. This game was about Denver making the plays, not Kansas City.
I completely agree. And usually the Chiefs, at least from my view as covering the Broncos, usually the Chiefs are the ones that wait for teams to either make a mistake or they have that internal belief that they're going to find a way or somebody's going to make a play. And, of course, last year, 12-0 on one-score games sort of tells that story. Meanwhile, the Broncos were 1-6 in those kinds of games, and this year they're 7-2. So there's a mindset to it, as you guys know. There's a bit of a, like I said, it's beyond belief. It's just sort of, you just kind of have to say, okay, you stay present in the moment. And there are moments. I mean, even there with the 3rd and 15, and he has a 20-yard completion to Cortland Sutton. That's a moment, I think, in the last 5-10 years, Broncos don't make that play. And they end up punting it back to Patrick Mahomes. And, of course, he does what he always does, which is drive the length of the field. They get the game-winning field goal or something along those lines. And we just expected that. I think the entire NFL community expected that to happen. But instead, he ripped that pass to Cortland Sutton, and then they end up moving down and kicking the field goal. And that's just kind of how this team has really operated this season. And they know that. They know that they can do that. So it's like no matter what happens, and I think certain moments have happened. The Giants game was an example where, hey, you didn't score for the first 3 quarters, and then you scored 33 points in the fourth quarter. Like after you do something like that, there's just this like, hey, man, it really doesn't matter what's going on. We just need to find a way to make one more play, and you need to look up, and you're going to win a lot of games that way.
Right now, we're talking to Ryan Edwards. If you want to call in, we'll take calls after we're done talking to Ryan. 913-586-7965 if you want to chime in with what happened yesterday against the Denver Broncos. Ryan, what did you make of Sean Payton's conversation at halftime with Tracy Wolfson where he said that Kansas City was essentially a first-half team? What did you make of what Sean Payton said?
Yeah, I thought that was kind of interesting. I mean, maybe that's something to do with the fact that 0-4, now 0-5 in one-score games, just not really closing like we're used to seeing with Kansas City. I mean, you can't say that about them historically, right? That's kind of impossible. But there was something about them, the way that they've kind of been in some of these games and the way they haven't been able to close these one-score games, that maybe in his mind it's like, look, we're a fourth-quarter team. We like our chances right now being all tied up with this team and not trailing by anything. Things hadn't gone perfect for the Broncos, certainly in the first half, but that's kind of the story of the season for the Broncos. They aren't a first-half team, right? They are more of a late third into the fourth quarter team, and that's when they put the clamps down, whether it's on the offense or defense. And they actually had some nice contributions from special teams yesterday, which has been a bit of a headache for us out here. But that was my takeaway from that. What did you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, my takeaway I thought Sean Payton was saying once that the Chiefs get past their scripted plays, we feel like we match up really well against them. I also think it's what you said as well. They've been so good in the second half that, hey, we feel like we got the advantage in the second half against any team in the National Football League. And he called his shot. I mean, he said that, and then in the second half, I mean, Denver made the play. You mentioned it, 3rd and 15, the 20-yard pass, a 3rd and 5, another completion, the strike down the middle of the field to Troy Franklin. Like, this game was about Bo Nix making plays and Patrick Mahomes making one of the more critical mistakes of Kansas City's season.
Yeah, he that interception to Jaquan was, he was pressing. Honestly, I mean, that was my view of it. I don't know what you guys are saying out there, but at that moment, it was a 3rd and long, so a lot of people press. We just don't usually see Patrick Mahomes press. That's not something I think a lot of us are used to seeing, and you're seeing a little bit of it this year. Now, is that a trend that's going to last for the remainder of the year? Is that a trend that's going to last even beyond that? I doubt it. I mean, he has enough sort of stockpile goodwill and in what we believe of his talent, and he's arguably the best player ever to play in the NFL. I mean, honestly, I still think that's a legitimate conversation. But I mean, it was a weird moment because when the best players do things like that, stuff that you would see, I don't know, like new quarterbacks in the league do, you'd be like, all right, well, what were you seeing there? Because that really wasn't open. That wasn't an option for you, yet you tried to make that play. So kind of weird deal. And, of course, he got bailed out a little bit on that pick six, but, maybe he saw that there was going to be a flag and he just kind of threw it away. I don't know. But, it was a weird game overall from Patrick Mahomes, and I think it's kind of indicative of the season. It's been kind of a weird season for him, and I'm a big fan, but, yeah, it's been off at times.
Last two questions here, Ryan, and we appreciate your time. Do you consider Denver now to be the favorite in the AFC?
Yeah, I think that it's so wide open that you could make that argument. I mean, their defense is going to keep them in a lot of games. I mean, the offense is clearly not, operating as high level as some of the elites in the league. I mean, Josh Allen had 6 touchdowns yesterday. And last year they got absolutely embarrassed by the Buffalo Bills in the first round. Now, I think that was important for them to see what playoff football kind of looks like as an important building block, and I do think it fueled them coming into this year. So I don't think it would be the same exact deal, but when you have a guy on the other side that could do things like that, and you're going to see those kinds of players, those kinds of quarterbacks in the postseason, that's still the goal. Hey, listen, you're going to get through some regular season games. You got Washington coming up after the bye. You got the Raiders again. You'll probably find a way to get to 11 wins pretty quickly, but the reality of it is like even if you get the first seed or second seed, whatever it ends up being, you're going to see better competition that knows what it's like to play in the playoffs. And as a result of that, what's your next step? And, they've been able to sort of escape some of these moments. You can't escape in the postseason, not really. So I'd say favorite, yes, only because of how open the AFC is, but simultaneously they've got so many things to clean up. But I think that fuels them, so that's a good thing.
Last thing here, the division conversation is over, in my opinion, in Kansas City. I don't think there's any reason to talk about it. You are too far back. And this Broncos team, and they're going to win 12 or 13 games. I just don't think that's where the Chiefs are going to be this season. But when you look at Kansas City, are you seeing a playoff team? Because I would say at least the tone and temperament in Kansas City is in question for a lot of people if this team is even playing in January this year.
I still see a playoff team. I still think too well coached. You still have one of those guys at quarterbacks. You still have a Hall of Famer at tight end, and I'm a huge Rashee Rice fan. So I still think that you have enough there. But it's going to be interesting here, right? You got the Colts coming up. You've got the Texans still on the schedule. That's obviously a really tough defense. These are important games because you got some tiebreakers that's going to matter. And the biggest obstacle now for me is you got to basically leapfrog teams like Jacksonville and Buffalo because you've already lost to them. So I think talent-wise, absolutely a playoff team, but the math might work against the Chiefs down the stretch if they can't win a couple of these games.
That is Ryan Edwards joining us on the show. He's with KOA in Denver, giving you the perspective of what looks like is going to be the champion in the AFC West this year. Ryan, man, look forward to catching up with you closer to Christmas time, my man.
Anytime, man. Thanks.
Absolutely. That's Ryan Edwards joining us on the show with KOA in Denver. I was reading a text while Ryan was talking, and I was writing something down. C-Dot, the Chiefs lost this game because of 2 things. Patrick Mahomes' crappy decision-making and Andy Reid refusing to run the ball on 3rd and short to move the chains. I wrote this down. I wrote down 4 things on why I think the Chiefs lost this game, and you guys tell me if you agree or disagree. 913-586-7965. We got some time to take phone calls until Mitch Holtis is on the show coming up in 30 minutes. Why I think the Chiefs lost the game. This would be my thesis paper. The Patrick Mahomes interception. It was the biggest Chiefs play of the game. Now, I got more, but number one, if I could change one play, I feel like we found ourselves in the exact same spot that they were against Jacksonville. If you could change one play, one difference in the game, you would take away that interception. It's 3rd down. It's 3rd and 12. You have to get points there. Ended up being a massive swing on the other side. So, yes, the Patrick Mahomes interception is on the list of why the Chiefs lost this game. I'm with you on play calling. I think their offense has gotten stale. I think their offense has gotten predictable to the point where Mitchell Schwartz, and I love Mitchell Schwartz. Like, he's a friend on a personal level. Mitch really isn't one to be critical of his former employers and friends. Mitch has been saying some of this stuff for months about their offense and how they run the football and when they should run the football and the problems in the run game. If there was anybody that knows the Chiefs' offense, it's one of their former players. So Mitchell Schwartz has been telling us publicly, he's been telling us, hey, there's some things going on schematically with Kansas City. So on the list, Patrick Mahomes, the interception, play calling, scheme. I feel like teams have caught up to it and figured it out. So those two things on the list. Third down defense. This team does not do a great job of getting off the field on those money downs. You guys know the ones that I'm talking about. The downs that make you get up and start banging the back of your seat because you know you have to get a stop here. This team is not good at getting off the field there. And a lot of that is, and I thought on some of the most important plays that happened in the second half of the game, I don't think Spags dialed up the pressure, trusted his defensive line to try to go make the play, and they couldn't. So third down defense, way too many 3rd and 9s, 3rd and 15s, 3rd and 6. I mean, we're talking about these are not, quote, manageable downs that Denver was converting with no problem. The same thing that we saw in the game against the Chargers. It's 3rd and 15. If you get this stop, you get the ball back to your offense with a chance to win the game. Nope, 20-yard pass. Third down defense. Next up on my list, special teams. That blocked extra point changed the entire math of the game. The entire math of the game. You score that touchdown, you're up 3 points. If you make the extra point, you go up 4. You needed it. Absolutely needed it. Gets blocked. Special teams comes up way too much for a coach who at one point we thought could be an NFL head coach, for a guy who's been in place now for a decade, who is viewed by his peers as one of the best special teams coaches in the National Football League, a guy who is so well respected in that building that he is given roster spots. We look at guys and say, that's a Tobe guy. For right now, a special teams that is maybe as important as it's been at any point in the Mahomes era with the kickoff rules. They've changed, think about it. Over the course of this run, they have changed extra points, so they're not gimmies anymore. So we have seen 2 significant changes to special teams, whether it is the extra point or the kickoff. Do you guys think the Chiefs have adjusted well to either of those? Have they adjusted well to the extra point changes or the kickoff changes? Because if you got a Dave Tobe who's been in place now for a decade, who is one of the best coordinators in the league, their special teams should be an asset. Their special teams should be a weapon. I don't feel like it is. So to read this text, hey, we lost because of 2 things. I think you're minimizing some of the other things. They lost because they continue to commit the same mistakes. Jawan Taylor is still getting the same holding calls, the same illegal formations. They've been doing this for 3 years. Matt Nagy stood up in the 3rd week of the season and said, this is unacceptable. He knows, and it's going to have to stop. It keeps popping up at the worst possible time. How good is your car if you can't use it to get to work? I don't care how nice it is. Hey, I'm running late. I need my car to start. Well, it don't work. Then you don't have a car then. You don't have a car. That's what we're talking about with Jawan Taylor. So, the fact that you didn't have any penalties against the Raiders, great. The fact that you didn't have any penalties against the Washington Commanders, fantastic. They needed you to not have any penalties against the Broncos, and you did. And the same penalty, illegal formation. Let's line up correctly. Last one, and I haven't seen one person text this in, and maybe you don't believe it. Is it possible that Denver's just better than Kansas City? Is it possible? I'm asking the question. Is it possible that the Chiefs are not the best team in their division? And that's something that we have not had to really entertain for quite some time. You guys, and we do it too, I guess we, as a collective, we yell at people from the outside when they don't pick the Chiefs to win the division. They're mocked, ridiculed. It's a hot take. You guys were mad at everybody in the offseason that said the Denver, we've heard this before. Oh, you guys do this every year. It ain't going to be crazy next year to pick another team to win the division. It will not be crazy to pick Denver to go back-to-back or pick the Chargers to win this division. It will not be crazy. So I'm asking the question. You can be mad at me. 913-586-7965. What if the Broncos are now just better than Kansas City? What if they're just better? Is it possible? Because in a game that the Chiefs desperately needed, back up against the wall, healthy, they lost straight up. No shenanigans. No excuses. They lost. Whenever the Chiefs do that to somebody, we make them bend the knee to how great Kansas City is. I'm not saying you got to bend the knee to the Broncos because of one game, but, I mean, that crown that you've been holding, at least in the division for the last couple of years, it's just going to be at somebody else's house for a little bit. They earned it. They beat you straight up. No questions. They beat you. So you got to give it to them. So that's my list. You can agree with the list or not. The Mahomes interception, play calling, third down defense, special teams, repeatedly committing the same mistakes. And maybe the Denver Broncos are just better than the Kansas City Chiefs, and we just took too long to acknowledge that that is the case.
Let me ask you a question. Let's just say those are the four things. Yeah. I don't want to argue each, but let's just say there are the four. How alarming is it that the four you laid out are three of the four most important people in this organization? Andy Reid is one of the people you laid out. Coaching decisions, all that stuff. He is maybe 1-1 behind Clark. 1-2 behind Clark Hunt, the organization. You just basically said he's one of the four reasons they lost. You said maybe the Broncos are just better. You know what that means? You're less talented. That's Brett Veach's fault. He is one of the top four important people in the organization. You blamed him. Patrick Mahomes did not play well yesterday. I can point to every loss the Chiefs have had this season. It ain't like Patrick Mahomes has been playing gangbusters like it was 2018 against the Rams and the team just let him down. He's played bad in their losses. How alarming is it, or should Chiefs fans hear it as an alarm, that the four reasons you laid out as to why the Chiefs lost yesterday, three of those four reasons fall on the most important people in the organization? And a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, pick a date, you were saying the Chiefs were winning a game because of those same three people.
You're right. When you're right, you're right. I wish I could really counter what you were saying. No, the infrastructure and power structure that has carried you for the last 5 to 6 years, they are at the middle of why they are losing. No question. This is not on, I don't want to hear about, this isn't about Daniel Sorensen. No, this ain't about Leo Chenal. No, this is about Patrick Mahomes. This is about Steve Spagnuolo. This is about Andy Reid. This is about Harrison Butker. This is on Chris Jones. This is on your stars. The guys that you have won championship with, they absolutely failed you in the most important game. Rob, do you see our top two texts? I'll read them to you. C-Dot, no, the Broncos aren't better. It's pretty obvious they aren't. The exact next text. C-Dot, what do you mean if the Broncos are clearly better? Okay, well, it's just split. Still split. I'm asking the question. What if just maybe, possibly, the Broncos are better than the Chiefs? I'm not saying all time. Maybe they're not the case next year, but there is nothing that the Chiefs have done in 2025 to prove they are a better team than the Denver Broncos. Not a single thing this season to prove they are a better team. Not a one. You cannot find a one thing they have done better. They have not been better in the second half. Their defense has not been better. They have not been better at closing games. The same way that the Chiefs lapped the division last year, they are currently getting lapped. They're 4 games back. So I don't know how you can argue that the Chiefs are better than that team. I don't know how you can do it. I don't know what it's based on. Not based on what we've seen so far. They certainly have not had a better run. I'm not saying next year that makes them the favorite. I got to see what Kansas City does in the offseason, but sometimes you just gotta just tip your cap. Eventually, Kansas had to tip their cap. Hey, Houston, y'all better than us. I'm sorry. Texas Tech, you're better than us. Right now, that looks like what is happening in the AFC West. We got about 15 minutes until Mitch Holtis calls. So if you want to call in, we got some time. 913-586-7965. If you get on hold, we'll take your phone call in the next segment. We got Mitch Holtis coming up in 20 minutes. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your new home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Hey, football fans, picture this. You bet on your favorite player to score the first touchdown in the game, but his teammate scores instead. If this happens, BetMGM wants to give you another chance at the end zone. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second instead. That's right. Bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. With BetMGM's second chance offer, you have a chance to keep the fun going after the first player crosses the goal line. Try a first TD score wager with confidence today. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards paid back in unrestricted withdrawable funds. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Numerous brands to choose from, endless options, one incredible experience. At Aristocrat Motors, we treat every driver like royalty and offer the finest luxury vehicle experience in Kansas City. Come see us today and let us roll out the red carpet for you.
Hey, Zach, are you smiling at my gorgeous canyon view?
No, Donald. I'm smiling because I've got something I want to tell the whole world.
Well, do it. Shout it out.
T-Mobile's got home internet.
Whoa, I love that echo. T-Mobile's got home internet.
How much is it?
Look at that, Zach. We got the neighbor's attention.
Just $35 a month. And you love a great deal, Denise.
Plus, they've got a 5-year price guarantee. That's 5 whole trips around the sun.
I'm switching. Me too.
Yes, T-Mobile home internet for the neighborhood.
Donald, you still haven't returned my weed whacker.
Carl, don't you embarrass me like this, please.
What's everyone yelling about?
T-Mobile's got home internet. And Donald's got my weed whacker.
Yes, T-Mobile's got home internet. Just $35 a month with auto pay and any voice line. And it's guaranteed for 5 years.
Beautiful yodeling, Carl.
Taxes and fees apply. See T-Mobile.com/ISP for details and exclusions.
Man, if your stream isn't as strong as it used to be, or you're taking more breaks to the bathroom than the last 2 minutes of a televised football game,
There's another timeout. We'll be back after this.
it's time to get checked. An enlarged prostate, or BPH, could be the cause. And Kansas City Urology Care is here to help. Fast answers, trusted care. Don't wait. Come see Kansas City's largest, most experienced, and most advanced urology team. Visit kcuc.com today. At KCUC, you see the best in KC.
eBay has reinvented vehicle buying. From click to curb, everything's covered. Ever try to buy a car online and end up in a parking lot with a stranger and some blind trust? That era is over. Now with Secure Purchase, eBay isn't just where you find your car. It's where you buy it, start to finish. Title, financing, registration, delivery, it's all built in. This is the modern way to buy your next ride on eBay. eBay. Things people love. Secure Purchase is powered by Caramel Dealer Services, LLC, an eBay subsidiary.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done. This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. All so that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me, like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
Car wreck? Get the money you deserve. Mike's got this.
Paid for, client portrayal, and endorsement. Choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
After my car wreck, there was a lot I didn't know.
I do know. If you've been hurt in a car wreck, call me. I've got this.
Mike's got this.
816-888-7500.
Mike's got this.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
We've got a problem north KC. It is a crash, 29 southbound just past Davidson. Right lane is blocked. Also a stall, right lane blocked, 635 southbound. This is right before Shawnee Drive. Move to the left. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, it's Juju Smith-Schuster from the Kansas City Chiefs. Welcome back to The Drive with C-Dot on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
We're going to be joined by Mitch Holtis coming up at the top of the hour. Two things that I want to share with you guys. Number one, James Franklin has been hired as Virginia Tech's next head coach. I think that's a really, really solid hire for Virginia Tech. I also want to read to you guys a stat. This is from Benjamin Solak. He is with ESPN. The 2025 Kansas City Chiefs currently have an explosive rush rate on running back carries of 2.6. It would be the lowest number for an offense this century if it holds. Just an unacceptable lack of investment in the run game in Kansas City with both scheme and personnel issues, in my opinion. I can't argue with that. I don't think there's any reason to respect the Chiefs' run game if you are the defense. Why? They're not going to stay consistent with it. There's never a threat that they get a big gain from it. Sure, they might get 4 or 5 yards here, and that's great. But after the first down in which they get 4 yards, and now it's 2nd and 6, you don't have to be worried about it again. And you also know that they're not going to take that run and they're not going to break it for 25 or 30 or to the house. There's really no reason to respect the Chiefs' ability to run the football. None. I was reading Mitchell Schwartz's tweets, and he was talking about how the Broncos, they weren't respecting play action in the second half of the game. Why would you? Why would you bite on a ball fake? Well, for what reason? You know they're not handing it off. Or if they do, they're getting 3 to 5 yards if they do. You can live with that. I mean, they're not going to just paper cut you all the way down the field. So, I mean, you might not understand explosive rush rate. Just 2.6, and it would be the worst number for an offense this century if it holds. I mean, we're watching the game. They don't get explosiveness from the running back position, whether that is because the running backs that they have, the scheme doesn't allow it, or they run the ball once or twice. They maybe don't get the results that they want. They just determine we're done running the ball for the day. I mean, the two most important drives of the game yesterday, 0 rush attempts. They didn't get a first down on either one. Let's go to the phone lines, 913-586-7965. Trucker Dave called into the show. Hey, Trucker Dave, how you doing this afternoon, man?
Oh, I'm just driving down the road listening to you talk and getting upset like I was yesterday.
Go ahead, man.
I just listen to the text and everything you talk about. You know, one of our big issues, defense. Chris Jones is highly overrated. Now, if he needed to get a sack so he could get a bonus, I guarantee you go out and get a sack. But if there ain't no bonus or nothing for him, he's just going to stand up, lazily push on a guy. I don't know how many times I see that where he stands straight up and, you know, just sits there and pushes on a guy and does nothing. Our receivers, you're exactly right. We have.
I think we lost Trucker Dave. My bad. I was ready to hear the rest of his call. Trucker Dave, drive safely, man. I get it. You're out here driving around. Sometimes you get bad cell service. Let's take a couple more phone calls here. We got Mitch Holtis about to join the show in about 5-10 minutes or so. Anthony, you called into the show. Hey, Anthony, how you doing, man?
Hey, what's up, Cedar? I'm doing good. How are you?
Appreciate you calling in, man.
Hey, I just want to say thanks to y'all. Love listening to the show. You guys always bring great content for us. I just wanted to just highlight, you know, how you brought up the offense being very stale. And, you know, I would go so far as to say that the whole team feels that way. And, you know, we've been great for a while now. But, you know, greatness has an endpoint to it, and it has a downward trend. And I just feel like that's kind of where we're at right now. And my head goes to the coaching staff. You know, it's just frustrating hearing people say we got Reed, we got Spags, we'll be okay. And it just feels like a change is needed, not mid-season, but for sure in the off-season. And I just wanted to see what your guys' thoughts were on just kind of the team being complacent and with play calling and mostly with our coordinator positions.
Anthony, I appreciate the phone call, man. Thank you for the compliment. I 100% agree with you. I think the Chiefs made the decision to run it back again because it was so successful the first time. You remember, after the first championship, COVID happens. They then basically ran back the same team again, and that team was good. That team was really good. I think that's the best team that they've had. They did almost the exact same formula is what they did. Exact same formula. They basically ran back last year's team plus Josh Simmons. Everything else is the same. They're the exact same defense. So if you are looking, if you are a team and you are trying to break down Kansas City's offense, defense, you're seeing the exact same defense they had last year. So my coaches, we spent all summer looking at Kansas City's defense. Just during the commercial break, I'm sitting there watching it. There is a linebacker on Denver that is pointing at Rashee Rice as he is going in motion and telling the defense what the Chiefs are about to do on offense. I think they just need new. I think they need new energy, a new voice, a new fresh coat of paint. They ran back the same team, and they've now done this twice. And if you're going to keep the same offense, the same coordinators, you're going to recycle the same players, and the league is just getting tougher. The division is tougher. This is not the same division that had Brandon Staley, Vic Fangio, Antonio Pierce, Vance Joseph. That's not the division that they're in anymore. Every team has made significant investments at either head coach or quarterback. Look at the AFC. It's different. So I understand why the Chiefs did what they did. It was super successful. They won 15 games, and they were the best team in the AFC. Man, everybody else this offseason was scheming and trying to figure out how to beat you, and the Chiefs just ran back the exact same plan. And what you are seeing, in my opinion, is a team that, A, isn't afraid of Kansas City anymore, and also they feel like they've caught up. You can hear it in Sean Payton's voice. He talks like he knows he has the better football team. People never talked about Kansas City in that way. I think you just feel more comfortable based on what you are seeing on film. We don't think their guys can separate. We don't think they're that much better than us. And the Broncos went and proved it on the field. Let's take one more phone call. We got time for one more here. Kent called into the drive. Hey, Kent, how you doing today, man?
Hey, good. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about just the lack of playmakers, drafted lately. A lot of first-round guys, second-round guys, Sky Moore, FAU, Josh Simmons, he's gone for half the year. Then also some free agent contracts that are bad, the Fulton deal. Jawan Taylor hasn't been good for 3 years, essentially. He can't even figure out where to line up, and I guess that's the coach's fault for continuously sticking him out there, especially now whenever they have a backup or guys that were supposed to take his place last year and couldn't, in Kingsley, which again goes back to bad draft picks. Kingsley. Before that, you can go Kennard and just all these tackles that were supposed to be good, never developed into anything. Bossa's riding the bench when our linebackers can't cover anybody. Just none of it makes sense.
Ken, I'm with you, man. I appreciate the phone call. In free agency, the chances that they took, very few of them worked out. We laugh at Elijah Mitchell. They had a chance to improve the running back room. They didn't. I mean, they got an F. They got an F at running back this offseason. They got an F. On the offensive line. Now, I understand he stepped in, and I get it, break in case of emergency, and you need to have depth. They spent money on a backup offensive lineman. That was their big play this offseason, was backup offensive lineman is where they spent their money. Not at wide receiver, not at running back. Backup offensive lineman is where they spent their money. On defense, they made one change. He just played for the first time yesterday for the first time since the Eagles game. Christian Fulton was their big switch, and he was out there getting cooked. I'm not ready to call him barbecue chicken, but it was bad. So, yes, Brett Veach has to wear some of this for sure, has to. there was room to improve the roster. And I don't want to hear this, they keep picking in the back half of the roster. They had money in free agency, and they chose to spend it on more of the same. They chose to spend it on they spent it on right guard and middle linebacker, and a backup offensive lineman is where they spent their money, and a corner who doesn't play for them. They had money to improve this team, and they chose not to this offseason. I do want to get to this before we get to the Mitch Holthus. Honest question, guys. What would it take for you to question Andy's job? We are way past that, at least with me. You might be there with Andy. We are a long way from there. I'm telling you right now, I can already tell you what my offseason checklist is going to look like. New offensive coordinator, RB1. That's what they need. They need a new offensive coordinator. Hey, we love you. We appreciate you. I think they just need new energy in the room. I think they need a new voice to bounce ideas off of, and I don't think that person can be Matt Nagy anymore. And, I mean, the effort that they gave at running back was bad. It was bad. So some of it just needs to be, we got to have an identity when we do want to run the football. And right now, the Chiefs don't have that when it comes to when it's time to get the 3rd and 5 and you got to run the football. Can you run the ball? I think the answer for the Chiefs is no. Some of that is philosophy. Some of that is the personnel and the talent that they have on the team. Coming up at the top of the hour, we'll be joined by Mitch Holthus, voice of the Chiefs. That's next. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your new home for K-State Athletics, 96.5. The Fan, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Been a two-car crash in Shawnee. Right shoulder, right lane block, 635 southbound at Shawnee Drive. Headed out towards Blue Springs, 70 eastbound, just past Lee Summit. Scoot to the left. It's the right lane block there. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
Get ready, Missouri. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, is coming soon. Starting on December 1st, new customers in Missouri can get up to $300 in bonus bets when you make your first $5 bet. From touchdowns to three-pointers, with FanDuel, any play can be the play of the game. With live betting, you can even get in on the action after the game has already started. All on an app that's safe, secure, and easy to use. Visit FanDuel.com/Missouri to learn more. And you'll be all set to bet when FanDuel goes live in Missouri on December 1st. That's FanDuel.com/Missouri. Play your game of FanDuel, the #1 rated sportsbook app. Must be 21 and present in Missouri. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Offer starts 12/1/25. Excludes customers who redeem pre-launch sign-up offer. Bonus issue is non-withdrawable bonus bets which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG.
Calling all Chiefs fans. You could be on the field at the 50 inside GEHA Field for the official coin toss at a Chiefs home game this season. Visit Chiefs.com/GEHA now. Enter to win a chance to be on the field for a once-in-a-lifetime view of the pregame coin toss.
Call it in the air.
Plus, you can score other exclusive prizes. Enter for a chance to win at Chiefs.com/GEHA. GEHA is a proud partner of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Brought to you by Duke's Mayonnaise.
This is the Duke's country song. It's a song about the best mayo. It has a yellow lid, and its full name is Duke's Mayonnaise. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
More than a few of our patients have talked to me about their first time, but it's not the first time you're probably thinking about. It's the first time that erectile dysfunction ruined the moment. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if you're over 50, it's likely that you've had that first time yourself. But the good news is that if you're like most men, that first time can be the last time that ED impacts your sex life. At Heartland Men's Health, we're experts in treating ED. We've treated tens of thousands of men using protocols with success rates well over 90%. And those treatments have, in most cases, made sex great again for both them and their partners. You could even find that you're performing like you haven't in years. So if ED has been affecting your intimacy, it's time to make the last time that happens the last time that happens. For just $99, you'll receive blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
BetMGM is coming soon to Missouri. Sports fans in Missouri can pre-register and get up to $1,500 paid back in bonus bets if their first bet loses. Plus, an additional $100 in bonus bets if they deposit before December 1st. Enjoy a betting app that was designed for game day with features like live bets, same-game parlays, BetMGM rewards, points, and surprise boosts dropping in your account all throughout the season. It's everything a sports fan could want in one app. BetMGM is coming to Missouri on December 1st. Pre-register today. BetMGM, make it legendary. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 and older only. Missouri only. New customer offers subject to eligibility requirements and minimum deposit of $10. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable and expire in 7 days. Please gamble responsibly. Pending BetMGM's licensure as a mobile sports wagering operator with the Missouri Gambling Commission register for a Missouri online sport wagering account starting 11/17. BetMGM's insurance of welcome offer is conditional on full.
Oh, hey, welcome to gift wrapping. Whoa, Zoe Saldana.
Hey, can you wrap these, please?
Wow, iPhone 17s. You splurged.
At T-Mobile, you can get 4 iPhone 17s on them. The new center stage front camera is amazing for group selfies. It's the perfect gift for everyone.
I'm the worst. I only got my mom a robe.
Well, it's better than socks.
So I have to trade in my old phone, right?
No, at T-Mobile, there's no trade-ins needed when you switch. Keep your old phone or give it as a gift.
Incredible.
In fact, wrap up my old phone too. For my Aunt Rosa. Forget that. Aunt Liz will be jealous.
Sounds like my family. Drama.
Oh, I got it. I'll give it to my abuela. I'll take reindeer paper with, hey, where are you going?
To T-Mobile! The holidays are better at T-Mobile. Get 4 iPhone 17s on us. No trade-in needed when you switch. Plus 4 lines for just $25 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 4 eligible port-ins on essentials for well-qualified customers. Auto pay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end in balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 256 gigabytes, $830 required. Visit T-Mobile.com.
This report is brought to you by O'Reilly Auto Parts, your professional parts people.
Get up to a $15 O'Reilly gift card after rebate with the purchase of select pairs of wiper blades at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at TheFan965 for behind-the-scenes videos like MVP Monday, Chiefs Take Tuesday, and Best Bets. This is your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5 The Fan, KFNZ, FM and AM, HD1 and HD2, Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station. From Montana to Mahomes, his call has been synonymous with Chiefs football.
Touchdown, Kansas City!
He's the voice of the Chiefs kingdom, and he joins The Drive every Monday at 4.
You can't doubt the Chiefs! You can dislike the Chiefs! You can disrespect the Chiefs! You're gonna have to deal with the Chiefs!
Here's Mitch Holtis.
Let's head to the phone lines right now to be joined by the voice of the Kansas City Chiefs, Mitch Holtis. He is brought to you by GEHA, Government Employees Health Association Incorporated, and also by Silverstein Eye Center. Achieve your best vision and experience outstanding patient care at Silverstein Eye Center. Mitch, happy to have you pop on with us today.
Yeah, good to be with you. I wish it was under better circumstances, but going to go right by Silverstein's place here real soon here on the way to the Blue Springs Kingdom show tonight. But a rough one yesterday. The game was almost as predicted. It's being right in the high teens, low 20s. That's the way that this game was going to be. And just critical points of the game all throughout the game that I can identify and want to talk about where the game could have been flipped. That's where we're going to focus on our discussion with Coach tonight.
So let's start with that, because you're right. There were certainly some critical points in that game where this game was there for Kansas City to win. They just didn't make the plays. I think back to the red zone interception. You get an illegal procedure, an illegal motion on Jawan Taylor that negates a 15-yard gain. It is now 3rd and 12. Mahomes has to throw the ball out of bounds there or throw it incomplete. He throws an interception. And in a game that you just alluded to that was going to be tightly contested, played in the high teens, low 20s, every possession mattered. And to not get points on that drive was one of the things that did Kansas City in.
Well, it's a bigger issue. And I don't know if you listen to my game day setup, my monologue, which is basically like a late-night TV show host. about 15 minutes to kick off every time. I'll give a monologue, what I think is the theme, and sometimes I'll use literature, comedy, or movies. But I talk about the crucial nature of the game. It wasn't a must-win. It didn't eliminate the Chiefs in the playoffs, but it was crucial. But crucial games lead to crucial moments. And this was my thesis last week. I think I might have talked about this somewhat. But 9 times the Chiefs have had the chance to have the ball at the end of the second quarter and start of the third quarter. 9 times in 10 weeks. That's ridiculous. Usually it's 5-5, right? You'd think. But 9 times. In the 5 wins, the Chiefs have been outstanding in that with 7 touchdowns and a field goal in 10 potential opportunities. In the 5 losses, 1 doesn't count, the Chargers, because they didn't have, that's the one time they didn't have the back-to-back possession potential. But in the 4 losses, there have been 5 3-and-outs, a turnover on downs, no touchdowns, 1 field goal, and yesterday's interception. Do you follow wrestling? I mean, do you follow collegiate or high school wrestling?
No, I don't.
Like Mizzou wrestles, right? I wish none of the Division I schools in Kansas wrestle. Nebraska's got a good wrestling program. There's good Division II programs. Fort Hays State is a good wrestling program in Kansas. Like there's a kid, Dylan Cooper. He wrestled at Mill Valley. He's like a 3-time state champion. He was awesome. And now he wrestles at Arkansas Little Rock, and he's one of their main wrestlers, and they're lighter weights. But these games like the Chiefs had, and this is something I talked with Coach tonight about, when you wrestle, there are times if you've got a hotly contested match, like if Dylan is up against someone equal, you got a chance to get a near fall and get some main back points or to get a pin in the second period. You don't have to wait to the third period. And so often we wait, hey, the last 2 minutes of the game, last 4 minutes of the game, and you can seize the game earlier than that. Like you can get the pin in the second period if you want to wrestle and get it done. Then it's over. Boom. Now in football, you don't have it over, but you can get it where you flip the game. Jacksonville, Buffalo, and now last night's game against Denver. To me, that's the crux of the matter. There are some very critical moments in games that go beyond the obvious that don't seem like they're critical because you have plenty of time and all your timeouts. And yet they become very, very important and impactful on who's going to win the game eventually.
Right now, we're joined by Mitch Holtz, his voice of the Kansas City Chiefs. He is brought to you by GEHA and also by Silverstein Eye Center. A couple of other mistakes that I've seen with this team. Let's talk about the deep ball, because I look at an offense that went out to go get Rashee Rice in the draft, also went to go get Xavier Worthy, and it just feels like the connection on some of those deep balls, it's just not there. What are you seeing? Is that a scheme thing? Is that a route running thing? Is that a foundational point from Patrick Mahomes? Why do you think they've been so inconsistent with the deep ball?
Because they're hard to complete. Even you got Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson doesn't catch them all, and that's when you take a shot, go deep, take a shot, go deep. Your percentage of completing those passes is relatively low for the most part. It takes a lot to get that done, and to get basically they got 150 yards out of deep balls in last night's game. You get the 61-yarder to Tyquan Thornton, and then you get the 2 defensive pass interference penalties on Riley Moss, which equaled 88 yards or so, or almost 90, over 90 yards. The point is, some of the vertical things were happening last night. Now, it's also the skill of the person at the end and the point of that play. Tyquan Thornton obviously is a good deep ball catcher. He can high point the ball, understands it. Hollywood Brown on an underthrow came back. That led to one of the DPIs. One, it's really hard to complete those passes. They're exciting, hard to complete. 2, it's on everybody. The accuracy of the throw, the route. Sometimes those aren't tricky routes. Maybe they're double moves, stutter and go, a sluggo route. But most of the time, they're just a go. Just run, go, find it. But trying to run full speed at 20 miles an hour and track down a football at 40 to 50 yards is hard to do. So you still got to take the shots. But actually, I was encouraged because 3 vertical plays led to 3 scores last night.
Right now, we're talking to Mitch Holtz's voice of the Kansas City Chiefs. Mitch, let's talk about the special teams. What did you see on the blocked extra point? I mean, from a math perspective, that honestly might be the biggest play in the game. After the touchdown, if you make that extra point, you go up 4 in that scenario. A major, major play in the game. We talked about special teams all season. What did you see on that blocked extra point?
Well, go back to Super Bowl 57. Your point's well taken. Because when Leo Chanel blocked that extra point by the 49ers, it kept it a 3-point game. If it's a 4-point game, that's what I'm saying. Every little thing matters in a game like that. And if it's a 4-point game, the mentality for Denver changes somewhat. That depends on the discipline of the team. But if they know they have to have a touchdown, they go, all we need is a field goal to tie it. We're okay, which is what happened. But if you're down 4 and you got to have a touchdown, that's a whole different kettle of fish. So that block PAT was gigantic. It looked like a blown assignment. Those usually really aren't tricky to block. There's not a whole lot of awesome, intricate blocking schemes to do it. But it looked like they had an overload, which is what you do when you block those, particularly in the interior. And it looked like there was a communication assignment. I don't know. I'm curious to see what Coach Taub would say about it. But it looks like communication. Like, I'm going to block down, I've got to have B gap or whatever, but then they overload, or I'm going to block down on the A, they overload the B, and somebody else blocks the C and just leaves it right there. Doesn't happen often, but that's, I think, a communication issue.
I'll get you out of here with this last one, Mitch. I imagine this conversation is going to happen to you at some point this week. You're going to be walking at the grocery store. You're going to be somewhere. Someone's going to recognize you, recognize your voice. And they're going to come up to you and ask you if the Chiefs are making the playoffs. What's your answer?
Yes. I don't have any doubt right now they're not going to make the playoffs. We've gone through this discussion so many times. I've seen this team pull it out. I've seen this team fight through it. It'll be the theme you hear tonight on the Kingdom Show. It's not to sugarcoat it. It's not like it's, oh, this is great. I just laid out what happened in the 5 losses. It has to get better. You had the game last night where you've got the ball and the lead. You have the ball in the lead, and you have 3rd down and short. You have 3rd and 2 at your own 20. At that point, you got to think, run this clock down, man. Run it down. You got the ball in the lead, and you don't get that done. In the first of the flip, the double dip, in the second quarter, you had 3rd and 1 at the 19, and you could keep a drive alive. That stuff has to happen. That being said, I have every bit of faith in these players, in these coaches, that they will rally and come firing back in a big way against the Colts. I've seen it time and time again. I've lived it. I get to be in the building. I see how they react to this, and they don't panic, and they don't flip out, and they don't just lose their mind or go, hey, that's it, I'm going to go to Cancun. That's not the way these guys are wired. These guys will make the playoffs. You can mark it, and if they don't, you can put this down and call me a fool, but they're going to make it.
Last thing, Mitch, who's on Chiefs Kingdom today?
A very special show, and I'm going to put a shout out there. And do me a favor, between now and 6, mention it a couple more times, because here's why. Noah Gray will be our guest tonight after Coach at the show at Blue Springs at the Hy-Vee. Now, here's why it's important. This is National Diabetes Month. At CDOT, there are so many parents that get a diagnosis from a young athlete or someone who's a young adult or a young child who's active, and they get like a type 1 diabetic diagnosis. What do you do? How do you handle it? Noah Gray is a type 1 diabetic. The regimen and how he attacks every day is impressive. And Mark Andrews of the Ravens, there's other type 1 diabetics that play in the NFL. I don't care if you're type 1, type 2. Listen to tonight's show, especially if you're a parent. We will actually have athletes. One is coming from 4 hours away who has talked and works with Noah because he is a type 1 diabetic, and Noah has made a huge impact on his life. Another is a young gal, much younger, like 10 years old, but she's involved in dance and is an athlete, recently diagnosed as a type 1 diabetic. That's tonight's focus. And we've had this show planned for a year, to have Noah Gray on this show to talk about it and to have these kids give examples of what they have to do and their parents. And as Coach will tell you tonight, don't fear it, attack it. And that'll be the theme. No one liked losing that game last night. I hated losing it. I got a pit in my stomach today. But on tonight's show, we rally and get ready to try to fight our way back to the playoffs in a series of 7-1 season games. Every game's a season now. But tonight, we attack it by going a whole different direction and telling families and kids what to do if you have if you're diabetic or you have a recent diagnosis of diabetes.
And that is Mitch Holtis joining us on the show today, voice of the Kansas City Chiefs. He is brought to you by GEHA, Government Employees Health Association, Inc., and also by Silverstein Eye Center. Achieve your best vision and experience outstanding patient care at Silverstein Eye Center. Mitch, we'll catch up with you next week after the Colts game.
Thanks, C-Dot. And you're 3rd and 15 on defense, and they're at the 21. Get off the field. Because if we get the ball there, we're going to win it. We'll win it 22-19. Everybody's on with this. Everybody knows. Get off the field. It's 3rd and 15.
I'm with you. That is Mitch Holtis, voice of the Kansas City Chiefs, joining us on the show today. Be sure to check him out after the show coming up on Chiefs Kingdom. All right, Rob, we got a little bit of time to take phone calls. We'll take phone calls probably around 4:30, 913-586-7965. So if you want to make a little bit of a mental note, we'll take phone calls here coming up in about 10, 15 minutes or so. All right, Rob, I wrote down 2 things. I want to get your thoughts on these. The first thing is, do you know somebody who only bets parlays? They don't really make a lot of straight bets. They just bet parlays. So for those of you that don't know what a parlay is, it is a series of bets. You can bet a small amount of money, and you can potentially get a lot of money. You can bet $5, and if you put 4 or 5 things together, you could make $1,000, for example. Now, if you don't gamble, you acknowledge getting 5 things correctly is kind of hard. Parlays are kind of hard to hit. And as I was listening to Mitch talk about the low percentage throws of throwing it down the field, Rob, sometimes it feels to me like their offense is based off hitting parlays. Like when I look at their offense and what they want to do and how they want to attack downfield, it feels like their offense is predicated on, hey, well, we're going to take 7, 8 shots throughout the course of the game, and we're just trying to hit on 1 or 2 of those. And yes, they hit on 1 or 2 of those, no question. But sometimes in the process of only betting parlays, you get a little bit cold and you can see your bankroll diminish really, really quickly if that ends up being the case. Rob, other than deep, long throws, what is their identity as an offense? Because I'm seeing a team yesterday that you have everything that you have asked for. You have the offensive line that you asked for, the quarterback that you asked for, the head coach that you wanted. You got the wide receivers. We spent a year and a half talking about what their offense was going to look like when they got these 3 receivers all together. When they got Hollywood and Rashee Rice and Xavier Worthy and Juju, when they got all of these guys back. Well, they went up against the top flight defense yesterday and they scored 19 points yesterday. Against a defense that didn't have the reigning defensive player of the year and didn't have their starting middle linebacker. Did it look like the Chiefs had an elite offense yesterday? What do they do? Is this the offense that runs the ball well? Is this an offense that you trust to run the ball well? Because for a team, again, that has all of these things in the offensive line, I didn't really get that feeling yesterday. It felt like a lot of times the play was deep throw, possibly you complete it, or if you don't complete it, we'll just try to get a pass interference call. So that's one observation that I have about their deep passing game. The second thing is, and we'll take phone calls here in a bit, 913-586-7965. To me, the 2 worst things that you can call a football team are soft and undisciplined. Soft is physicality. Football is based off you believing that you are tougher than the other team. We see it all the time. You might not be the most talented, but if you are a physical team and you can just bully people around and move people off spots, you got a chance. Also, the discipline factor. Do the Chiefs look like a team that's well coached? Because in the most important game for this team, the same penalty problems continue to pop up. Now, the Broncos, they had a lot of penalties too, but we spent all week talking about the Chiefs and the bye week and Andy getting them ready and prepped and the Chiefs rising to the occasion and knowing the urgency. We spent 2 weeks having that conversation. I didn't see a team that played very disciplined football. And when things have gone wrong for Kansas City, they lose that discipline. They lost that against the Jacksonville Jaguars. Mahomes lost discipline, throwing a bad interception. They got ran back for a touchdown. Another bad interception. They got returned for a touchdown penalty. Well, hold on, I'll give you another one. Another red zone interception. Undisciplined when it comes to your special teams unit that multiple times this season can't kick the ball in the landing zone and or a blocked extra point. That changed the entire course of the game when they got that extra point blocked. Undisciplined when it comes to your right tackle that has either lined up inconsistently or moved early for now 2.5 seasons and is the most penalized player in the National Football League. The two worst things that you can call a football team, hey, that team's soft. And we have seen at times you can be a little bit more physical than Kansas City, and they don't seem to like it. We've seen that happen plenty of times. You punch Kansas City back, and they don't seem to want much to do with it. And discipline. Do the Chiefs look like a disciplined, well-coached, well-oiled machine? Because that is not what they look like to me against the Denver Broncos. So that's coaching. I can't put that on anybody else. That's coaching. The fact that Jawan Taylor has had the same problem now for 2.5 years and it has not been solved is a coaching issue. Their special teams blunders. That has been a theme of the 2025 season. Every game they have a new penalty. They have a new problem on special teams. This team is not good enough. This team is not talented enough to overcome all of these things. We said this after they lost to Jacksonville. Missed extra point, Jawan Taylor penalty, Patrick Mahomes interceptions. We're talking about razor-thin margins. So to me, this isn't regression to the mean. I know that's the popular term. Well, last year they won these 12 games. No, some of it is they continue with self-inflicted penalties and mistakes that over the course of a game, if football games are defined by 5 to 8 plays and who makes those plays, you don't make those plays anymore. The Broncos made those plays. It was a 3rd and 15. They're the one that made the play. They're the one that needed to stop to get off of the field. It's a tie ball game. Patrick Mahomes has the ball consecutive times. You're telling your defense you got to go stop them, and they did. Chiefs didn't get a first down. So I don't want to hear this regression to the mean. No, the Broncos just made more plays than the Kansas City Chiefs did. Again, the two worst things you can be called, soft as a team and undisciplined. And we have seen that the Chiefs, you can punch the Chiefs in the mouth and the Chiefs won't do much about it. And discipline, penalties, mental mistakes, physical mistakes, temper tantrums on the sideline. At times, they do not exhibit a well-coached, disciplined, well-oiled machine. Not right now.
Let me ask you a question, and maybe the theme of the show has been today kind of, how did we miss this? It's right under our nose. Have the Chiefs ever been a super disciplined team? Because I feel like Jawan Taylor's penalty issues are not unique to this season. They have been a thing since he showed up in town. And spare me the Collinsworth conversation, but they have been a problem his entire tenure in Kansas City. Now, the Harrison Butker mistakes, those are new. But some of these discipline issues, they've existed the entire time in the Andy Reid era. The Chiefs have always had enough talent, coaching, whatever the thing, to overcome them where it's not really a problem. Like, I know I'm, rewinding the clock a little bit, but remember there was a stretch of time where Tyreek Hill had a little bit of the drop C's and led to a lot of picks? It wasn't like the Chiefs cured him in magical waters. They just were so much more talented than everyone, it didn't matter. So you talk about their lack of discipline and the mistakes piling up. Isn't that a larger problem? Because it has been here since, maybe not since Andy Reid showed up, but it's not new. It's not like it just popped up and reared its ugly head in Denver. Look at the Jags game this year. Look at the Chargers game this year. I can pull games from last year where it's like, oh, a lot of the same. If that discipline issue continues to exist, isn't that just kind of what the Chiefs are?
I don't disagree with what you're saying, but I think what you are explaining is the fact that so many things continue to be the same inside the building, but are changing so rapidly outside of the building is how we got here. The league is changing. The division is changing. The AFC is changing. The Chiefs are not. The same issues that you had last week 11, they still have those same issues now with this team. So I don't disagree with what you're saying. Some of this is just who the Chiefs are. But I think what you are seeing is, as the Chiefs have remained the same, all of their contenders have changed. Buffalo is changing. The Patriots are changing. The Colts are changing. They're keeping up. And that's how you get your best defensive player. Your best defensive player at the end of the game says, well, the Broncos called out our plays. We have to do a better job in disguising what we're doing because nothing's changed. There's no new energy. There's no new je ne sais quoi. It's not there. It's just not there with this team. Now, maybe this is me talking out of both sides of my mouth. Like, I don't think that they're out of it, but I also think that we are holding on to this feeling of, well, I know things have gone poorly so far, but they're about to go 6-1 down the stretch. And maybe I got to ask myself this question again. I understand I'm playing both sides of the fence here. What have the Chiefs done in 2025 to lead you to believe they are about to win 6 out of their next 7 games? Because if you feel that way, it is based off what the 2024, 2023, 2022 Chiefs have accomplished. It is not based off anything that this team has done. We'll take your phone calls next, 913-586-7965. If you got a take and you want to share it, we'll take your phone calls next. Keep it right here, so drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison. Watch the show on YouTube by subscribing to the 965 YouTube channel. The Drive, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this. 96.5, The Fan.
Hey, Kansas City, it's Brian Pringle with Victory Ford at the Legends in KCK. Looking for a better car buying experience? At Victory Ford, we do things differently. Friendly, knowledgeable people who actually listen. Clear, upfront pricing with no games or gimmicks, and financing that fits your life. Whether you're hunting a rugged truck, a family SUV, or a fuel-smart commuter, our team walks you through every option so you drive away confident. Got a trade? We pay top dollar. No haggling, just a fair, honest offer so your next ride is within reach. Need financing? Our excellent financing specialists work with multiple lenders to get you competitive terms, even if your credit isn't perfect. We're easy to get to from anywhere in the city, conveniently located at the Legends in KCK, just off 435 and Parallel Parkway, down the street from the Kansas Speedway and Nebraska Furniture Mart. Stop by, take a test drive, and feel the difference of a dealership that treats you like a neighbor. Visit us today at the Legends in KCK or victoryfordkc.com. Victory Ford, where our first price is better than their last.
Read all about it. The Fed just cut interest rates again, and that means now is the time to refinance with Golden Oak Lending. Lower rates mean lower payments, and our customers are saving hundreds every month. Plus, you can make no payments until next year. And if your loan doesn't close, we'll pay for your appraisal. Call 913-890-GOLD today and start saving.
Golden Oak Lending cured my blues.
NMLS number 114937.
Feeling lucky? Then Saturday, November 29th is your night, because luck is alive at Harrah's Kansas City during the night of 101 winners. We're handing out a massive $120,000 in free play and cash. That's $1,000 every 5 minutes. 101 winners, and you could be one of them. Want to stack the odds? Play on Wednesdays in November and earn 10 times the entries for even more chances to strike it lucky. Only at Harrah's Kansas City, where winners are made. 21 or older to gamble. Know when to stop before you start. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Get ready, Missouri. FanDuel, America's #1 sportsbook, is coming soon. Starting on December 1st, new customers in Missouri can get up to $300 in bonus bets when you make your first $5 bet. From touchdowns to three-pointers, with FanDuel, any play can be the play of the game. With live betting, you can even get in on the action after the game has already started. All on an app that's safe, secure, and easy to use. Visit FanDuel.com/Missouri to learn more. And you'll be all set to bet when FanDuel goes live in Missouri on December 1st. That's FanDuel.com/Missouri. Play your game of FanDuel, the #1 rated sportsbook app. Must be 21 and present in Missouri. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Offer starts 12/1/25. Excludes customers who redeem pre-launch sign-up offer. Bonus issue is non-withdrawable bonus bets which expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit FanDuel.com/RG.
You could be on the 50 at GEHA Field for the official coin toss at a Chiefs home game this season. Enter to win at Chiefs.com/GEHA. GEHA is the proud partner of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Hi, I'm Emily, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company, where a small box with a burgundy bow will help you win the holidays. As an in-house designer, I love creating meaningful, fine jewelry gifts. Choose a necklace with a gorgeous infinity charm to symbolize your everlasting love. Or go for a personalized piece with an engraving, their zodiac sign, favorite color gemstone, or their initial accented with pave diamonds. Because a friend wants you to be a holiday hero. Stop by or shop now at shaneco.com. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
The Kansas Lottery Holiday Millionaire Raffle is your best odds of winning $1 million. The next early bird drawing is November 16th for a chance at $30,000.
Pros don't just show up. They prove how it's done, with precision and without shortcuts. Makita tools are built the same way, with a dedication to lasting quality, trusted performance, and results that reward your effort year after year. When the job calls for the best, call on Makita. Built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Chiefs coverage sponsored by Renner Garage Door. RENNER forward and back.
Hey, it's almost Andy Reid. Who knew a Halloween costume would change my life and lead me to Renner Garage Door? Renner's KC's go-to team for service, repair, and replacement.
RENNER, RENNER.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Super heavy coming through downtown on 35. I don't see anything specifically, though. Just know it's going to be a slow go. Shawnee, now that stall is still there, 35 northbound. As you approach 635, two right lanes are moving. Left shoulder, left lane blocked. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
Hey, it's George Karlaftis from the Kansas City Chiefs. Welcome to the Drive with CDOT on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
I want to take these phone calls, but I want to ask you guys this question. Text line 913-586-7965. CDOT, their schedule says they can go 6-1 down the stretch. It is an easy schedule. I want to ask you guys this. When was the last time that your belief in the Chiefs wasn't about them? Because most of the commentary is about who they are playing and not who they are. If you think they're making the playoffs, and I still got to make in the playoffs, it has turned into not the Chiefs are the best team or the Chiefs are dominant. It is, and they start playing easier teams, which is, I mean, teams make the playoffs because of that. So I'm not eliminating that part of the conversation, but just think about where we have come. Hey, I think they'll make the playoffs because they played Tennessee and Vegas down the stretch. That's why. I mean, I want to see them start playing a brand of football that you think they could make noise, because right now the path does not include them playing games at Arrowhead. The path is them being the 6 or the 7 seed in the AFC. I don't see a scenario in which they're the 5 seed. They're not winning their division. They're not going to be the 5 seed. The scenario is them being the 6 or 7 seed, which teams have made the Super Bowl that way, but their path now includes them going possibly to New England, to Buffalo, to whomever in 3 consecutive weeks. So, yes, maybe this team makes the postseason because the schedule lightens up, they start playing easier competition and start doing that. But it's got to be about you playing a brand of football that gives you a chance to advance, to be a real threat, to be a contender. And that is cleaning up some of these obvious mistakes that they continue to make in these losses. There is a common theme in these games. There's a common theme. There's a Mahomes interception. There's a Jawan Taylor penalty. There's a special teams issue. There is a common thread. So, yes, they start playing easier teams once they get past this week. They play the Cowboys in Tennessee and those teams. So I'm asking, if you believe the Chiefs are making the playoffs, is your confidence in them that they are going to turn this around, or they get a break when it comes to the schedule and they'll gobble up wins against teams that we all know and feel like they should beat? Because that's part of it, but I want to see the Chiefs start playing a brand of football that is sustainable. And I think what you were seeing against the good teams in the National Football League, the real contending teams, they are not playing that style of football. And now they are shooting themselves in the foot that just, it's hard to beat good teams on the road when you are committing the mistakes that they're committing. When you have 8 penalties, when you have a penalty that negates a play that would put the ball on the 3-yard line, when your quarterback throws an interception in the red zone, when you don't commit to running the football. Like, they don't do a lot of the things that winning teams need to do to really be contenders and really make noise once it comes to the NFL postseason.
I don't need to get to these callers, but if you're the person that believes they can go 6-1 because of the schedule, you're right. The schedule does ease up. But what about the 2025 season makes you think some of those are like auto checkmark wins? I mean, we will talk about it over the course of the week. I don't understand how the Chiefs are 3.5-point favorites on Sunday. Nothing about what I've seen this year makes me think they're better than the Colts. Okay,
the public is not ready to give up on the Chiefs yet.
That's fair. But the rest of their schedule, are they better than the Chargers based on what we've seen? Maybe, because they're healthier. Are they better than the Texans? I mean, maybe, but it ain't like the Texans have been, have been awful this year. I think the Chiefs are better. That game's probably a benefit to be at Arrowhead. I know Dallas has no defense and they're inconsistent, and they're what 3-5-1 going into tonight. Are we sure Kansas City is light years better than Dallas, where you can just with a Sharpie mark that one down as a win? Like, would it shock me if the Chiefs go on a run and go 6-1, 5-2 down the stretch? No, it wouldn't shock me. But nothing about their resume in the previous 10 games makes me think that I would have any confidence in predicting that.
I'll make one more point here before we take these calls. If you are predicting the Chiefs to make the postseason, you are saying that even though they have lost every coin flip game so far this season, you now believe they are going to start winning all of those coin flip games. These one possession close, they're not going anywhere. You play Denver again. You play the Chargers again. You play Houston again. I don't think the Chiefs are just running over these teams. They're going to have to, which sounds crazy to say given what we've seen, they got to start winning one-score games, right? They got to start winning one-score games because they're going to play at least 4 more the rest of the way. Out of this schedule, these next 7 games, they ain't blowing out 7 opponents. They're going to play some close games. Sure, maybe they blow out the Raiders. Maybe they blow out Tennessee. They are not blowing out both the Broncos and the Chargers at home. No chance. They are not blowing out the Colts on Sunday. It will be a close one-score game. So you just got to start playing cleaner, more disciplined, more physical, upfront football is what they need to do. Let's go to the phone lines here, 913-586-7965. Spencer called into the show. Hey, Spencer, how you doing, man?
Hi, Carrington. Thanks for taking my call.
No problem.
So, yeah, really my thoughts, I've been listening to what you were saying about, the discipline of the team. And I think discipline also goes into coaching. And what I mean by that is I call attention to when there was 4 minutes left in the game on yesterday, Kareem Hunt was rushing for over 4 yards a carry. Is it great? It's not great, but it's good enough. And we kind of got stuck in that pass offense. And against what's probably the best front 4 in the league. And you got to remember that these teams are designed to beat the Chiefs in many cases. So I think it was, that shows that we just don't really have the discipline, whether it's the players or even the coaches, to make the adjustments that we need to. And to answer your question about the playoffs, I think that those changes will have to be made, and if they aren't, they probably won't. But if they do, I think they've got a hell of a chance in the playoffs, because that would mean they made those changes. So that's my thoughts.
Spencer, I'm with you, man. I'm 100% with you, man. I appreciate the phone call. I mean, if this team goes 6-1 down the stretch, I mean, you beat some good football teams along the way and cleaned up some of these mistakes. Now, they're at home, and you're going to have to go on the road in the postseason. but you still beat Indianapolis in this scenario. You beat Denver. You beat the Chargers. You beat Houston. Those are good, tough wins that you're going to have to put together. I mean, at this point, we have never seen the Chiefs with zero margin for error. Not this version of the Chiefs. We have never seen the Chiefs with zero margin of error. But if you look at tiebreaker, you look at games remaining, there is no tomorrow. There's no margin for error left this season. You have lost almost all the games you can lose. You got one, maybe two more losses left this season. So regardless of who's on the schedule, you got to get going and you got to start playing cleaner football than you have at any point in 2025. We'll continue to take your phone calls, 913-586-7965. We'll take calls up until the top of the hour when we get to the hits. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
This is Wyatt Thompson from K-State, and you're listening to The Drive with CDOT right here on 96.5 The Fan and the Odyssey app.
Brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Pros don't just show up. They prove how it's done, with precision and without shortcuts. Makita tools are built the same way, with a dedication to lasting quality, trusted performance, and results that reward your effort year after year. When the job calls for the best, call on Makita. Built to be the best. Available at the Home Depot.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic, made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
The NFL season is rolling along, and you're starting to get a better feel on who's a contender and who's a pretender, and you can make all your predictions over at FanDuel. The FanDuel Sportsbook app is your home for all your favorite NFL bets, from yards to touchdowns to who you think is going to win. With FanDuel, any play can be the play of the game. And tonight, FanDuel is giving all customers 30% profit boost token. That's right. You can get in on the action for 30% profit boost on this Monday night. So make FanDuel your go-to app for every snap. So whether you want to bet who's going to win the game, who's going to score a touchdown, or who's going to score the first touchdown, you can do all that with our friends over at FanDuel. Just visit FanDuel.com. Use my promo code KFNZ to bet on the game. Play your game with FanDuel, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, and also 96.5 The Fan. 21 and present in Kansas. Opt-in required. Bonus issue is non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. FanDuel is offering online sports wagering in Kansas under agreement with Kansas Star Casino, LLC. Gambling problem? Get out with your best bet. Call 1-800-522-4700. Visit kansasgamblinghelp.com.
If you've been waiting to try learning a new language with Babbel, now is the time. Babbel's biggest sale is about to start, but we're giving you early access. Unlock all of the languages on Babbel with a lifetime subscription, now at our best price of the year, which means a small investment for all your big adventures. Babbel's bite-sized lessons fit easily into your daily routine and are easy to remember. Plus, Babbel teaches you relevant words and phrases, so you can start speaking with confidence in as little as 3 weeks. And with a lifetime access to all of Babbel's languages, lessons, podcasts, and cultural insights, just imagine what you can do, or rather, where you could go. So if you've been putting off booking that Pastapalooza in Rome for fear of mispronouncing gnocchi, take advantage of early access to Babbel's biggest sale of the season. Where will Babbel take you? Find out at Babbel.com. Don't wait to start your language learning adventure. This offer ends November 20th. Get Babbel's lifetime access for less for a limited time at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
You know, there's millions of people without the health insurance they need. I get it. You feel like it's too pricey, a headache to deal with. You deserve something better. And better health. We're on a mission to get everyone high-quality, affordable health insurance. You have health insurance needs. We have plans with low out-of-pocket premiums, with in-network preventive care at no cost to you, and a network of local doctors and hospitals. So if you're still shopping for health insurance, go to ambetterhealth.com/enroll to get your free, no-obligation quote. That's ambetterhealth.com/enroll. For coverage to start January 1st, you must enroll by December 15th. Find the plan that's right for you right now. ambetterhealth.com/enroll. Ambetter Health, on a mission for better. Ambetter Health is the brand name for health insurance products underwritten by subsidiaries of Centene Corporation. Go to ambetterhealth.com to see offerings in your state. This is a solicitation for insurance.
If you've been waiting to try learning a new language with Babbel, now is the time. Babbel's biggest sale is about to start, but we're giving you early access. Unlock all of the languages on Babbel with a lifetime subscription, now at our best price of the year, which means a small investment for all your big adventures. Babbel's bite-sized lessons fit easily into your daily routine and are easy to remember. Plus, Babbel teaches you relevant words and phrases, so you can start speaking with confidence in as little as 3 weeks. And with a lifetime access to all of Babbel's languages, lessons, podcasts, and cultural insights, just imagine what you can do, or rather, where you could go. So if you've been putting off booking that Pastapalooza in Rome for fear of mispronouncing gnocchi, take advantage of early access to Babbel's biggest sale of the season. Where will Babbel take you? Find out at Babbel.com. Don't wait to start your language learning adventure. This offer ends November 20th. Get Babbel's lifetime access for less for a limited time at Babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Super heavy coming through downtown on 35. I don't see anything specifically, though. Just know it's going to be a slow go. Shawnee, now that stall is still there. 35 northbound. As you approach 635, 2 right lanes are moving. Left shoulder, left lane blocked. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, it's Trey Smith from the Kansas City Chiefs. Welcome back to the Drive with C-Dot on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
Welcome back into the Drive. My name is Carrington Harrison. Very happy to be here with you on this wonderful, wonderful Monday. Somebody just texted this in, and we got time to take phone calls. This is probably the last time we'll take phone calls in the show, so if you want to chime in, 913-586-7965. I would highly encourage you to do so. Someone just texted in. Fellas, I am an eternal optimist. We have lost 5 games by 22 points, 3 of those without a full squad. Reasons for losing are all fixable. They are little mistakes that added up. Drop passes, penalties, kicks, ill-advised throws. If they turn that around, they will go 7-0 the rest of the way. I do not disagree with you there. I don't think it needs to be all woe is me, the sky is falling, it's all over. But all of the things that you described are usually the symptoms of okay football teams. So far, in 2025, the Chiefs have been an okay football team. They have given you some highs like beating the Detroit Lions. They have given you some lows. They've given you some things to be excited about, some disappointments. Like, it has been a gauntlet of emotions. What you are describing is them locking in something they haven't done, I would say consistently, is cleaning up these self-inflicted mistakes. A lot of these things, I would say, are self-inflicted mistakes. Rashee Rice had 3 drops. You had 9 penalties. Jawan Taylor, penalty, getting a kick blocked. These little things that have added up and have been a theme in each of their losses. If you think the Chiefs are going to go on a run and go 7-0, 6-1 down the stretch and grab one of those 2 playoff spots that are available, the 6 seed or the 7 seed, it comes with them cleaning this up and doing it against some good football teams. The Colts are a good football team. The Broncos are a good team. The Chargers are a good team. So you're right. It is not outside the realm of possibility. In fact, the odds are still on their side. I just saw this tweeted from friend of the show, Pete Sweeney. So this is the New York Times playoff machine. They give the Chiefs a 57% chance of making the playoffs. So still, they have a greater than 50% shot of making the playoffs. That's why I said in the last segment, now, those coin flip kind of games that they have been losing, you now have to get those back toward the middle. If this team is 2-8 in 1-score games, they ain't making the postseason this year. So you need to get it back to the middle. The pendulum was completely in your favor last season, where you won every single coin flip game. So far, you have lost every coin flip game. They need to be 5-6 at the end of the year on 1-score games. If that's the case, they'll make the postseason. Because I don't see the Chiefs They might win these games. I don't see them blowing out Indianapolis, Denver, the Chargers, Houston. I just don't see them running the table. So some of these mistakes that have hurt them in these one-score games, you got to clean it up. And, I mean, one of those games that we are counting as an automatic win is the NFL. It's just going to be more uncomfortable than it needs to because it's the NFL. Let's take these phone calls before we step aside here. Mike called into the show. Hey, Mike, how you doing, man?
Good, great. Thanks for talking.
No problem, man.
Not to make an excuse, but I think there's a big problem with overexposure. How many games the Chiefs have played the last 5 years and the toll that's taken? I think they're just worn out, and I think the NFL has squeezed every bit of gold out of them that they can. Send them all over the world and everything. It's just, the players are going to get older faster playing that many games, and maybe it's time to sit home and rest.
I hear you, Mike. I appreciate the phone call. I'm not letting that excuse fly when they came off a bye week. If this was in the middle of Monday night, Thursday night, if it was one of those stretches, I'd hear you. This was a team that they were fully rested and fully prepared. I also think it's important to note the Chiefs are not really that banged up. Not in relation to the other teams in the National Football League. They have one significant injury. It's Isaiah Pacheco. But I'm not trying to diminish the injury, but I mean, the Broncos don't have Patrick Surtain. The Broncos don't have their starting middle linebacker for this game. Look at the Green Bay Packers. The Packers don't have their number one pass catcher. Their quarterback left the game with an injury yesterday. Their number one running back left the injury. Like last year, the Chiefs had the worst injury luck. The Chiefs' injury luck this year has been pretty decent. They just came off a bye. I hear what you're saying. They've played more football than everybody. It adds up. I don't disagree with you there. Kelsey's played a lot of football. Kelsey looked fresh. Kelsey looks renewed. Like all the talking that he did this offseason about best shape of his life, he looks the part. And if that guy can look fresh and renewed, anybody can, in my opinion. Let's go back to the phone lines. Josh called into the show. Hey, Josh, how you doing?
Hey, C-Dot. I appreciate you taking my phone
No problem,
call. Listen pretty much every single day. I just want to, I'm always wondering why, and especially since the trade deadline, why Veach and the Chiefs front office did not take a chance at running back. And, I don't know if it was you who said it, but it was something about, them looking more towards the future and not wanting to spend a draft pick for getting, 2-3 months out of Breece Hall or something. I just don't really know, what their thought process was about when Pacheco went down, and it was pretty clear that they needed another running back option outside of Kareem Hunt and Bashard Smith. And, I'm not even going to count Clyde Edwards-Helaire or Elijah Mitchell because even if they were active, they would give them no carries, which they shouldn't. But I just don't know how they think that running out 30-year-old Kareem Hunt and giving him 12 to 13 carries a game and then not utilizing Bashard Smith at all, not really giving him a chance at all. I just don't know how they think that was gonna work. So I just want to get your thoughts on that, and as well as I just don't know why it's so hard for them sometimes to, just straight up move the ball. It's so hard, watching other NFL games, and you see all these teams throwing the ball over the middle and all this types of plays and all. But I feel like the Chiefs are running a screen on it's 30, 45% of the play calls they have, and they get maybe a few yards out of it, and you never see them throw the ball over the middle to Rashee Rice. They did a few times yesterday to Hollywood Brown, but everything's just kind of dink and dunk right now, and I don't know if that goes back to the play calling or the OC or whatever it might be, or if it's Mahomes that's not making the right read over the middle or what it is, but that's all I got. Appreciate taking my phone call.
No problem, Josh, man. I appreciate it. They tried a lot of deep shots yesterday. They just didn't really work. To your point about the run game, I think it's a mentality. I think it is something that, at least for me, and we'll talk more about it coming up in the 5 o'clock hour, they just need a new voice. They need to change of direction. Now, I know the Broncos didn't run the football successfully yesterday, but New England, they spent a high draft pick on a running back. Their running back is really starting to figure some things out. Indianapolis has the best running back in the National Football League. We know Buffalo wants to run the football. The Chargers have ran the ball effectively, at least when they had their left tackles. Some of it is just a mentality and a commitment to it. And Rob, I know you and I go back and forth. It is hard to consistently beat these good football teams with no commitment to running the football, no desire to run the football, and no explosiveness when you actually try to do it. It is playing offense with one hand behind your back. And in these games against a good team, a disciplined football team like the Broncos, man, it is hard to score points. It is impossible to acknowledge that yesterday the Chiefs had, other than Isaiah Pacheco, everybody healthy on their offense and had 2 weeks to prepare for Denver's defense. They scored 19 points in the game. This was an offense we were talking about like it was back 2022. That is not the case. Mary, you're our last phone call for the hour. How you doing today?
I'm doing all right.
Go ahead.
Okay. So I have a couple of points. I've been talking this for the last year that I feel like that Matt Nagy is part of the problem because when Eric Bieniemy was here, the guys respected Eric Bieniemy, and they don't seem to have the same respect for as for Matt as they did for Eric. As what I'm saying is, like, look at all the errors and things that we have that are happening off the field, not just, like in the locker room and stuff that Eric wouldn't have allowed, I don't think. The other thing is, we have decided to always defer. And I think maybe it's time we start the game so that we've got a high momentum going in on that first drive instead of letting the defense have to stop the run and keeping them from scoring and us coming in after the fact. Because when we seem to come back on the third quarter, we're not seeming to, even though we've won the toss, we're not seeming to get the point. And it's kind of a letdown. And I just feel like maybe we need to switch it up and try it the other way.
I hear you, Mary. I appreciate the phone call. Mitch Holtz has had some numbers on that. Let's actually play those numbers. I thought it was pretty good. I actually thought the Chiefs handled the coin toss correctly. They had a chance to score right before the end of the first half. And I thought that Hollywood Brown really killed any momentum that they had on the drive. We'll talk more about that coming up on the other side. I have a very clear message to the Chiefs. I'll tell you what it is. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison, a show that prides itself on getting it right.
I don't know what I'm talking about.
Brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this. 96.5, The Fan. Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Anthony Plumbing, technicians you can trust with your house keys. We've got a stall in Grandview, and it's 49 southbound at Main. Right lane is blocked. Center lane is blocked. 35 southbound just before 119th. Slow in the area back to Overland Park. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, Zach, are you smiling at my gorgeous canyon view?
No, Donald. I'm smiling because I've got something I want to tell the whole world.
Well, do it. Shout it out.
T-Mobile's got home internet.
Whoa, I love that echo. T-Mobile's got home internet.
How much is it?
Look at that, Zach. We got the neighbors' attention.
Just $35 a month. And you love a great deal, Denise.
Plus, they've got a 5-year price guarantee. That's 5 whole trips around the sun.
I'm switching.
Me too.
Yes, T-Mobile home internet for the neighborhood.
Donald, you still haven't returned my weed whacker.
Carl, don't you embarrass me like this, please.
What's everyone yelling about?
T-Mobile's got home internet. And Donald's got my weed whacker.
Yes, T-Mobile's got home internet. Just $35 a month with auto pay and any voice line. And it's guaranteed for 5 years.
Beautiful yodeling, Carl.
Taxes and fees apply. See T-Mobile.com/ISP for details and exclusions.
Hi, I'm Nick. And I'm Adam. We started Legacy Box so that family memories would be safe and could always be enjoyed together.
And starting now, we're offering listeners early access to our best deal of the year during our $9 tape sale.
1 million families and counting have trusted Legacy Box to convert their aging media because Legacy Box is safe, simple, and affordable.
From fading over time to risks like fire and water damage, your videotapes, film reels, and photos aren't protected unless they're on a digital format.
With the holidays approaching, don't wait. Simply fill your Legacy Box. We'll take care of the rest.
It's the most meaningful thing you can do this holiday season, and the perfect time during our best sale of the year.
Visit legacybox.com/value to get early access to our Black Friday sale and digitize your memories for only $9 a tape. Visit legacybox.com/value. legacybox.com/value.
Another summer is ended, and you may have noticed that your energy is lower, your workouts aren't as productive, perhaps you aren't sleeping as well and feel foggy all the time. Maybe even your sex drive is off. This is Jeff for Heartland Men's Health, and if you're experiencing some or all of these symptoms, it's likely you have low testosterone. And if that's what's going on with you, don't wait. You need to call us at Heartland Men's Health and get treated for your low T, because living with low testosterone is no way to live. With our low T treatments, if you're like most guys, your life will change considerably. Improved sleep, better energy, greater gains in the gym, better mental clarity, and your sex drive will likely improve as well. Plus, most men see these results in just a few weeks. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes PSA and T-test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 844-447-6600. That's 844-447-6600. Or go to heartlandmenshealth.com.
Having a financial partner who's all in changes everything. It's the difference between hoping for a home and holding the keys. Between dreaming about your own business and actually opening the doors. Between turning what ifs into what's next. At Community America, we're here for every moment, with financial expertise built around every part of your life. Because when you have a financial partner that's invested in every part of you, you can't help but feel like a star. Member owned, open to all. Community America Credit Union, invested in you.
Play Kansas Lottery's holiday scratch tickets for a chance to win up to $100,000 instantly. Enter tickets into Play On for a chance to win bonus drawings. See KSLottery.com.
Chiefs coverage brought to you by Metal by the Foot, your metal project superstore.
Whether you're a DIY enthusiast, a contractor, or business owner, Metal by the Foot has the perfect solution for you. Located in KC and Topeka, online at metalbythefoot.com. When you need a piece of metal, remember, metal doesn't have to cost an arm or a leg, just the foot.
Wildcat fans, this is Wyatt Thompson. Tune in all season long to the play-by-play of the 2025 football season, right here on your home for K-State Athletics, 96.5 The Fan.
KFNC FM and AM, HD1 and HD2 Kansas City, an Odyssey sports station.
Congratulations on getting through your 9 to 5. Thank you so much for listening. It is The Drive. You were listening to The Drive on 96.5 The Fan, 96.5thefan.com, and also the Odyssey app. All right, we have a lot to get into. We may have some time to take some phone calls. I'm interested in doing that today, but I want to read a couple of things to you guys. I also want to play a little bit of audio for you guys as we begin today's 5 o'clock hour. So, this was something that happened last week that we didn't spend a lot of time. I didn't see a lot of Chiefs media talking about it. I didn't see the text line talking about it. But now in hindsight, it was very, very telling. So there is a cornerback on the Buffalo Bills, and his name is Maxwell Hairston. Very talented corner. He was at Kentucky last year. He is a good player. And he was asked a question about Xavier Worthy. And in his answer, he said, it was about finding the difference in Xavier Worthy's posture and his effort, for real, when he knows that he's not getting the ball when it's a run. So I was just applying what I saw from the film room and taking it out to the field. These are tells that everybody gives. It's just about finding it. And the Chiefs kind of laughed it off. The Chiefs dismissed it and didn't really pay it much mind. So it was something that we didn't spend a whole lot of time talking about. But as I was listening to the post-game reaction from the Kansas City Chiefs, and then I heard Chris Jones basically say the exact same thing that what I just read. Almost the exact same thing that Maxwell Hairston said. Here's what Chris Jones said after the game, in which, if you remember, for the final drive of the game, the Broncos had a 3rd and 15. They converted. They had a 3rd and 5. They converted. They also had a long catch down the middle of the field, a 32-yarder, that helped put them in the field goal range, that helped them go win the football game. This is what Chris Jones said after the game.
Great film study for them because they called it out. I heard them calling it out. They actually switched the line. If you watch the film, you can see Bo Nix kind of switched the line. So they knew it. We got to do a better job at disguising.
As the show has been going on, I've been thinking this. And this is in relation to how all year I've been clamoring for a running back, a running game. And I've heard a lot of people say, well, they didn't need a running back in 2012. Well, they didn't need a running back this year or this year. Well, it's 2025. And if you're paying attention and noticing it, the league is changing. It is much more running back friendly than it was 2, 3, 4 years ago. Teams are spending money. Teams are investing. Teams are spending high draft picks on running backs to complement their quarterback. My biggest frustration today as I watch the Kansas City Chiefs, that I see an organization that has grown stale. I see an organization that has grown to be very predictable in some ways. For a rookie wide receiver, a rookie player who was in college last year, for him to be able to watch film and pick up things on Xavier Worthy as a tell for what you are doing offensively is a problem. For Chris Jones, who has been there for a decade now, is in his 10th season, for him to say that the Broncos are able to call out our coverages and our scheme should let you know that what you are doing has gone stale. I think it's a couple of different things. A, I don't think the teams are afraid of the Chiefs anymore. After watching them get pummeled in the Super Bowl, I don't think that any of us really sat back and thought about what it not just meant for Kansas City, but what it means for the rest of the league. If I just saw we had this belief that Mike Tyson was the baddest man on the planet, and then he got knocked out by Buster Douglas. And I don't care how bad you think Mike Tyson is. Watching Mike Tyson pick his mouthpiece up off the ground and watch the fight be over, you will never look at Mike Tyson the exact same way after that. In a lot of ways, that is what happened to the Chiefs. So the Chiefs got knocked out in front of everybody. And the Chiefs' plan was, let's run all of it back. That's basically what they did. When they had a chance to change up the wide receiver room, Chiefs ran it back. When the Chiefs had a chance to breathe fresh energy into the running back room, Chiefs decided to run it back. When the Chiefs had a chance to breathe new life into the defensive line and switch it up a little bit, no, they brought back Charles Omenihu. They brought back Derek Nottie. The Chiefs' theme was keep things the same. And as you take a look at the rest of the AFC is different. The division is different. The Chiefs have been able to have a significant coaching advantage in these games against the Broncos. Well, when you got Andy Reid going up against Vance Joseph, you got a samurai sword and they got a butter knife. That's not the case anymore. They got a samurai sword too. You used to go up against Brandon Staley in these matchups. I don't even know where Brandon Staley is right now. Rob, you know where Brandon Staley is?
He's DC at the Saints, I believe.
He got demoted to be the defensive coordinator for maybe the worst team in the league. Now you're going up against a guy in Jim Harbaugh who's won a national championship, who's taken a team to a Super Bowl. The landscape, the habitat is changing, and the Chiefs have stayed largely the same for 3 years. And that has been overwhelmingly successful. But at any point, things come to an end. Hey, the joke that you told the first 2 or 3 times, yeah, you were getting great laughs. But now when you've heard that joke before, you don't laugh the same anymore. So a lot of the mentality about the Chiefs was, well, it didn't work in 2022, but yeah, it's different now. And the same people that were watching Chiefs film in 2022, watching Chiefs film in 2023, all they've been doing is studying and gathering new information. So when you got a chance to change the running back room, you go with familiar. So we know what to prepare for. This is the same running back room you had last year. When you go get another running back, you go get the same kind of running back. The same things that you were asking C.J. Spiller to do is the same things you asked Samaje Perine to do, the same things you're now asking Brashard Smith to do. When you need a wide receiver, when you got to go outside, we all know the kind of receiver they like to get. They like to get a 6'1", 175-pound wide receiver speedster. The Chiefs are predictable, so much to the fact that when a guy gets released, we already start celebrating because we know they're bringing him back. We don't even question it. Mike Pennell, who couldn't get on the field for maybe the worst defense in the National Football League, he got released. We was about to have a parade that they were bringing him back. Oh, they're bringing back Mike Pennell because we know the Chiefs are predictable in a league and in a sport in which being predictable eventually gets you beat. All their competition has done for the last 3-4 seasons is continue to retool and prepare and gear up for inevitably you got to go up against this specific team. And Rob made this point earlier, and I didn't see it before. I didn't see it. But look at the teams that have beat them. It's teams that are super familiar with them. They lost week 1 to the Chargers. The Chargers have played this version of the Kansas City Chiefs 6 or 7 times. It's Philadelphia, another team that knows the Chiefs very, very well. Wait, we just beat you in the Super Bowl, and now you're going to bring back the same team again? Okay, we'll just beat you again. It's Denver, a team that has played Kansas City very, very closely, and the Chiefs just ran back the exact same unit. Now, I don't want to make it seem like not all is lost, but you as a Chiefs fan, I don't know how you can hear these quotes from their opponents and take it anything outside of that. This is a rookie corner saying, I can tell what they are doing offensively. This is Chris Jones, who has been in this defense, who has been around Spags, is saying that a second-year quarterback is able to call out their coverages because he saw it on film. This is Sean Payton. Oh, I haven't heard a coach openly criticize the Chiefs like this in a very, very long time. If you want to talk about bulletin board material and outright disrespect, this is what Sean Payton said during halftime of the game yesterday.
We've done a good job. Obviously, there's a certain way a game's going to unfold, and this is to our advantage, we think. Offensively, we'll pick it up here. We converted some third downs. We had good field position with the return game, but the team we're playing is more of a first-half team. I like the way our defense is playing. That's a key matchup.
Think about what he just said. I really want you to think about it. The team that we are playing, they are more of a first-half team. He said that about a team that has Patrick Mahomes as their starting quarterback. He said that about a team that has a quarterback that overcame a 20-10 deficit in the fourth quarter of the Super Bowl. He said that about a team that we saw was down 21-0 in a playoff game and came back and won. A team that has been down double digits in all 3 of their Super Bowl wins. He said the team we are playing, they are basically a first-half team. Now, you can hear this a couple of different ways. I hear that as the Chiefs get further and further away from their game script and what they've been practicing all week, they are just like us. Hey, that's a team that in the first 15, 25 minutes, super prepared. But as the game keeps going, as it gets later and later, they don't pack the same punch anymore. They become predictable. And then I also hear that as this was the team in Kansas City that used to dominate the final 8 minutes. I mean, you feel like you got Jordan. You feel like you got Tiger Woods on a Sunday at Augusta. You feel like you got that guy on your team. They're the team that makes the fourth quarter plays. Not in this one. I wrote this down. These were all the mistakes that the Chiefs made in the fourth quarter yesterday. They had a blocked extra point. They had a false start to begin a drive. I mean, it's a tie ball game, 19-19. It's go time here. This is the spot you want to be at. 0-0, go down the field, and basically the first 1-3 wins the game. They gave the Chiefs 2 opportunities in that scenario. Well, they started off a drive with a false start, so you're already starting from behind the sticks. You're already behind the 8 ball. It's now 1st and 15. And then you get it to 3rd and manageable. They got it to 3rd and 2. Well, what do you know? Creed Humphrey, who has had snap issues for the last 2-3 seasons, on the most important play of the game, just like we saw in the Super Bowl, partly why the game went to overtime against San Francisco. He then 2-hops it to Patrick Mahomes, disrupts the timing, incompletion, the Chiefs have to punt. So in the fourth quarter, blocked extra punt, false start, bad snap, 3 and out, 0 run plays on their final 2 possessions. That's not even talking about the penalty from Jawan Taylor that negated a 15-yard play that Mahomes throws an interception on. That happened in the 3rd quarter of the game. So you might hear what Sean Payton is saying is disrespect, and in some ways that it is. No one can say that he's wrong. You can't say that he's incorrect. That is exactly what the Chiefs were yesterday. A first-half team and a second-half team that made mistake after mistake, penalty after penalty, mental error after mental error to lose that football game yesterday. They lost that game because their power structure failed them at every single level. Your Hall of Fame quarterback threw another costly interception that took points off the board. Your second highest paid player, your right tackle, commits another penalty that almost directly took points off the board. The highest paid kicker in the National Football League got an extra point blocked. I'm guessing the highest special teams coordinator, the highest paid special teams coordinator, continues to have this special teams unit be a negative when it should be a positive. The most expensive head coach in the National Football League forgets to run the football, didn't really appear to have his team prepared, coming off a bye week. This is not, to me, blaming the second and tertiary parts. No, this is the captains. These are the coach, the quarterback, the general manager, the most expensive and highest paid players on the team. They failed you in the final 30 minutes of the game. And that is why the Chiefs are not hosting a home playoff game. So you can save money this year. Hey, I know it's been expensive the last couple of years. You know, Chiefs play in the wild card round. They host AFC championship games. You got to figure some things out around Christmas time. You got to move some money around. Well, they saved you that expense this year. They are not playing a game at home in January, not in the playoffs. They are going on the road. They're not going to be the 5 seed either. If they're making the playoffs, they're going to have to do it from the 6 or the 7 seed. That means they're going to have to go on the road in 3 straight weeks and be 3 good football teams. I think they can do it. I have not given up on the Chiefs, but you got to clean up some of these mistakes. And what I really want for the Chiefs to do at the end of this season is you just got to breathe some fresh air into this thing. Whether it's a new voice, you got to go outside your comfort zone when it comes to players. We laugh and joke that the Chiefs only know 75 players in the league. When you need defensive line help, it shouldn't be the guy that you didn't want to sign in free agency in Derek Nottie, so then you swap 7th-round picks to bring him back. They didn't think Mike Pennell was good enough to make their 53-man roster. He then wasn't good enough to play on Cincinnati's defense. He got outright released, and that was their move at the deadline. Some of this is the Chiefs just got to get outside their comfort zone, and they got to try some new, something fresh, something different, something innovative. And the fact that your best defensive player is telling you that the Broncos knew what we were doing is the biggest indictment that you could possibly have when it comes to your team. All right, Rob, let's get to the hits.
Your workday is over.
Oh, yeah.
You're headed home, and now you're stuck in traffic. Time to get caught up on the biggest stories in Kansas City and around the country with CDOT and Rob. It's time for the hits. Number 1.
Carrington Harrison Hits brought to you by Baker University, the first university in Kansas and ranked number 1 in return on investment among private universities in Kansas. Baker University, forever in our orange era. Well, Carrington, you hit the nail on the head, but let's talk about some of the individual issues, mistakes, problems, I don't know what term you want to use, that reared their ugly head in the game on Sunday.
Can we actually talk about the wide receivers?
I was going to say, let's start with wide receivers.
Let's start with the wide receivers. You can fade the music down. Shout out to Baker University. You know we got mad love for Baker University. I mean this in all seriousness. If you text in that you think Rashee Rice is a top 10 wide receiver in the league at any point this week, I will block your number. I let you guys lie to me for far too long. Our relationship has to be built on trust. It has to be built on trust. I trust you. You trust me. We are a happy family. A couple of weeks ago, you guys tried to argue that he was better than Amon-Ra St. Brown. He's a top 5 wideout. He should be one of the 10 highest paid receivers in the National Football League. Stop it. He had 3 drops yesterday. You cannot be watching this offense and think that they got a top 5 wide receiver in the league, a top 10 wide receiver. I like Rashee Rice. I'm not blaming Rashee Rice for why they lost, but we got to quit doing this with this wide receiver room. We have to stop doing it. It's good. It ain't great. Rashee Rice is a good player. We were talking about him like he was a notch below Justin Jefferson a couple of weeks ago on this show. It was ludicrous. And I ain't talking about the rapper. All right. That's number 1. Number 2, I don't know what it is. I really don't know. But for whatever reason, Patrick Mahomes and Xavier Worthy, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work. This is year 2. This is year 2 of Xavier Worthy. We're in November of year 2. Have you guys ever felt like they've had a great deep ball connection? Because it was a theme of last season. Remember? It was a theme of last season that they just couldn't get on the same page. Some of it was just, I thought, was field awareness. A couple of times I thought Worthy just didn't know where he was on the sideline. The reason I know it doesn't work is because I see it work with Tyquan Thornton. He has not thrown nearly as many passes to Tyquan Thornton. He hasn't been around. He doesn't have 2 years of going to Camp Pat down at Texas Tech and working out and doing all of those things. He seems to have a chemistry, a synergy with Tyquan Thornton downfield that he does not have with Xavier Worthy. Maybe that's on Mahomes and his accuracy it's bad at times. It's bad at times down the field. But when you got Xavier Worthy and the hope was that he was going to be your Tyreek Hill, take the top off the defense, I mean, they tried to have him be that. For whatever reason, it just doesn't work. Tyquan Thornton basically in 8 games has more big-time down-the-field plays than I've seen them make with Xavier Worthy. I can think of 2 off the top of my head. He had that great catch last year against the Chargers. He had a catch in the fourth quarter of a blowout game in the Super Bowl against the Eagles. Maybe you guys can remember another down-the-field big-time play from Xavier Worthy, but I just don't know. They try it. A couple of times a game, they send him on a go route and try to use his speed and his athleticism, and it does not work the way they want it to work. So that's number 2. And then number 3, Rob, with the wide receivers, this is a play that doesn't get talked about nearly enough. We just had Mary on the show when she was talking about how the Chiefs handle the end of the first half. I don't have a problem that the Chiefs always defer. In fact, I think from a possessions and a math standpoint, I think deferring and taking the ball in the second half is usually the right thing to do because you'll get a chance at the double dip. You can score right before the end of the first half, and you got a chance to score right at the beginning of the second half. And Mitch had the stat earlier. In the games that the Chiefs win, they take full advantage of the double dip. Well, in these games that they lose, they didn't take full advantage. I'll give you an example. Yesterday, the Chiefs are moving the football. It is 27 seconds left in the first half. They got Hollywood Brown. He's open. He catches a little 13-yard play right there on the sideline. The Chiefs have 2 timeouts at 27 seconds left. This is very important. This is situational and field awareness. He has 2 options. You can cut up field and maybe get a couple extra yards, but use a timeout, or you can get that catch, step out of bounds, do your little hand wavy thing that they do, and you don't have to burn a timeout. We got 40 seconds. We can talk about it. We could prepare. Maybe we can take a shot in the middle of the field because we have our 2 timeouts, and then we can do that. What does he do? He cuts up field. He gets no yards in the process, and then they lose a timeout, and that basically stalled their drive. Situational awareness. Hollywood, you've been in the league for far too long. I'm not saying that one play is why they lost, but it's just it was a culmination of things that added up, a culmination of mistakes. It's not capitalizing at the end of the first half. It's a penalty from Jawan Taylor that negates a 15-yard play. It's an interception in the red zone. It's a blocked extra point. I mean, that's the biggest blocked extra point that the Chiefs have probably had during the Mahomes era. You just score a touchdown. You're up 3. Making this, you go up 4. So that's the difference in needing a field goal and needing a touchdown, which is massive in a game of this magnitude. They get the kick blocked. Changes the entire complexity of the game. It's not kicking the ball in the landing zone and putting the ball for the Broncos on the 40-yard line. It's a 3rd and 15 in a tie ball game, 3rd and 15. A completely healthy defense. Nobody on their defense is out. Everybody's there. 3rd and 15. You're going up against Bo Nix. It's an obvious passing down. You have to get off the field. They have a 20-yard completion. That's the end of the game. 3rd and 15, 20-yard completion. The defense then gets to another 3rd down, a 3rd and 5, another Bo Nix completion. He then has the big play to Troy Franklin for 32 yards. They get the ball in field goal range. They make the kick. They win the game. It was a culmination of all of those things. So I don't think that this loss is on one individual person. I really don't. I don't think this loss is on one person. I think this loss is on them as a collective. I don't think they played well enough as a unit. I don't think Mahomes was good enough. I don't think their offense was good enough. I don't think Andy was good enough. I don't think their special teams was good enough. Matt Nagy wasn't. We can go up up and down the line. That is a loss that they all share together. And now it doesn't matter about the finger pointing. They got to go 6-1, maybe 5-2, and we'll see what tiebreakers you need or don't need. They got to get going if this team is going to make the playoffs. We got a little bit of time to take your phone calls. 913-586-7965, 913-586-7965. We're breaking down the loss yesterday in Denver as the Chiefs are all but eliminated in the division. And now got to focus on trying to grab one of those wild card spots. Keep it right here. It's The Drive.
The Drive with CDOT. Tune in as Nate Taylor of ESPN joins the show in studio every Friday at 4 on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan. The Drive, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Well, as the holiday season is rapidly approaching and maybe you're trying to meal prep or get ready for that special holiday dinner, I want you to think of the flavor enhancements and I want you to think of Gates Seasoning with your choice of the sauces. They got extra hot, original, sweet, and mild, and of course, that classic Gates salad seasoning. Any flavor is great using on green beans, spinach, as you're cooking up for the holidays. If you're looking for a quick side dish, remember to check out the Burnt E Mac at any of the area locations. And with the home team in town this week, maybe you plan on going out and getting yourself a party tray and stopping by any one of the area locations. Pick up a tray of chicken wings and get ready for the game. If you don't feel like cooking, be sure to stop in today and grab yourself a dinner. It's Carrington Harrison from The Drive here telling you about our favorite barbecue restaurant, Gates Barbecue.
Hey, football fans, picture this. You bet on your favorite player to score the first touchdown in the game, but his teammate scores instead. If this happens, BetMGM wants to give you another chance at the end zone. With BetMGM's second chance promotion, you'll get your stake back if your first touchdown scorer scores second instead. That's right. Bet on any pro football player to score the first touchdown of the game. If you're right, you win. If your player scores second, you get your stake back in cash. With BetMGM's second chance offer, you have a chance to keep the fun going after the first player crosses the goal line. Try a first TD score wager with confidence today. BetMGM. Make it legendary. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 plus only. Kansas only. Existing customer offer. Subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards paid back in unrestricted withdrawable funds. Please gamble responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel.
Hey, Kansas City, this is Jeff Briggs with Victory Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram, home of the Victory Effect, our pledge to drive down vehicle pricing for the city we love. Today, I'm here to tell you about an exciting offer for the remainder of the month. While supplies last, Victory is offering 3 ways to save on all remaining 2025 Ram half-tons, the winner of the coveted Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Here's how it works. You get to pick from 3 great offers like $5,000 off and 0% for 72 months on all remaining 2025 Ram 1500s, or $11,000 off and 3.9% for 72 months, or an astonishing $16,000 off with standard financing. Folks, it's no secret it's been the same for years. The best time to buy a new pickup truck is during the model year-end closeout. Business owners, come see us today and ask about additional year-end savings from Ram exclusively for you. Supplies are dwindling fast, so hurry in and take advantage of this offer. Visit us at Kansas City's only automotive outlet mall, the Legends Auto Plaza, on the southeast corner of 435 and Parallel, just east of Nebraska Furniture Mart, or online at victorymotorskc.com, where our first price is better than their last.
It's Cody and Gold, and you guys know we've been telling you about Centric, whereas in as little as 4 months, you can find a brand new career in IT. Take it from our friend Colin.
Before Centric, I tried community college, and when that didn't work, I went to Centric. Their IT career program helped me land my first job in cybersecurity, and in just a few years, I worked my way up to a remote senior role with great pay and real work-life balance. Centric gave me the jumpstart I needed.
Colin's got the right idea. He was ready for that new career and knew Centric was his path to do it. Reach out to our guy, Russ Mondry, at Centric.com and start that new career.
I'm worth more.
I'm worth a little more.
I'm worth a lot more.
I completely agree. You are worth more, and your car's worth more, and we want to pay more at GiveMeTheVin.com for good cars, because they are worth more, and so are you. And remember, if I don't beat the price on a CarMax or a Carvana deal, I'll pay you $100. For top price, trust, and ease of transaction, GiveMeTheVin.com, America's best car buyer.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
BetMGM is coming soon to Missouri. Sports fans in Missouri can pre-register and get up to $1,500 paid back in bonus bets if their first bet loses. Plus, an additional $100 in bonus bets if they deposit before December 1st. Enjoy a betting app that was designed for game day with features like live bets, same-game parlays, BetMGM rewards points, and surprise boosts dropping in your account all throughout the season. It's everything a sports fan could want in one app. BetMGM is coming to Missouri on December 1st. Pre-register today. BetMGM, make it legendary. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 and older only. Missouri only. New customer offers subject to eligibility requirements and minimum deposit of $10. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable and expire in 7 days. Please gamble responsibly. Pending BetMGM's licensure as a mobile sports wagering operator with the Missouri Gambling Commission register for a Missouri online sport wagering account starting 11/17. BetMGM's insurance of welcome offer is conditional on full license.
Within the cities we call home, Busey Bank is more than a name. It's a commitment to your dreams. With Busey, trusted guidance is tailored to empower you every step of the way. Whether it's seamlessly managing your finances or planning for your future, Busey is dedicated to your financial success. Busey Bank, building business, growing wealth since 1868. Member FDIC.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Grainger to stay fully stocked on the products and supplies he needs, from tissues to disinfectants to floor scrubbers. Also that he can help students, staff, and teachers stay healthy and focused. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Chiefs coverage sponsored by Park & Go. Your holiday travel made easy with all covered airport parking.
Heading out of town for the holidays? Make travel easy with Park & Go. Enjoy all covered parking, free shuttles, and luggage help that'll have you feeling merry and bright. Reserve your spot now at bookparkandgo.com. Happy holidays from Park & Go.
Here's traffic, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
Brought to you by Conley Plumbing Solutions. We've got a crash now, 435 eastbound just before Metcalf. Right lane is blocked. Raytown, that's a crash. 435 southbound past 350 highway. Move to the left, it is the right lane blocked. I'm Val with traffic on 96.5 The Fan.
Hey, it's Chris Jones from the Kansas City Chiefs. Welcome back to The Drive with C-Dot on your home for Chiefs football. 96.5 The Fan.
All right, before we get to your phone calls, I want to make this quick point. I can't really think of what would have to happen toward the end of the season for me not to feel that the Chiefs need these two things next year. They need a running back one. They need it. Look at the AFC. Everybody is giving their quarterback a shiny running back to play with. The Bills gave James Cook. The Patriots drafted Travion Henderson. The Ravens have Derrick Henry. Everybody has given their quarterback a running back, and the Chiefs just decided to punt on it this year. All of those teams that have a chance to do something have a commitment and an identity when it comes to running the football. The Chiefs don't. So running back one will be near the top of my list this offseason. The second thing is I think it's time to move on from Matt Nagy. And I'm not blaming Matt Nagy for the play calling. I think that Patrick Mahomes needs to be challenged by new people. I think that he has done a great job creating an infrastructure around him. I think he has gotten comfortable in that infrastructure. Let me give you some stats. Patrick Mahomes from 18 to 22 was averaging 8.1 yards per attempt with a 106 quarterback rating. Patrick Mahomes from 23 to 25 has a 7 yard per attempt average and has a 93 quarterback rating. Now, don't get me wrong. Those are still very, very good numbers, but it is a sign of a clear regression. And when you look at some of the issues, whether it's leaving the pocket too soon, not trusting his mechanics, inaccuracy when it comes to the deep ball, I think he needs something different. And I don't know if Matt Nagy is that voice for him. This offense, at least the way it currently is built, it is built around Pat being special. They don't run the football enough for that not to be the case. This team can't win a game if Mahomes throws for 185 yards and they run the ball 35 times. That's not the way their team is built. Their team is built off Mahomes being the best quarterback in the National Football League. He's not on a consistent basis. And somebody has to answer for that. It's obviously not going to be him. Nobody's saying they're trading Patrick Mahomes. It's not going to be the head coach. I don't think it should be the head coach. I think it's the offensive coordinator who used to be the quarterback coach, who was a quarterback in the National Football League, played in the Arena League, former head coach somewhere else. That's Matt Nagy's job to me, is to get the most out of Patrick Mahomes. And if you are not getting the most out of Patrick Mahomes, you are failing as a company and as an organization. He's your best employee. So this offseason, I'm going to go and give you a preview of what some shows are going to sound like in February. They need something new. They need new voices. They need new wide receivers. They need a new philosophy. This was an offense that was relatively healthy. I know they didn't have Isaiah Pacheco. That was it. This was the offensive line they created, the tight end, the wide receivers, the quarterback. They scored 19 points against a team that didn't have their middle linebacker and their number one corner. They scored 19 points with all of those things in place. 2 weeks to prepare, coach, quarterback, all the most weapons that he's had in 3-4 seasons. That's an indictment to me on the coaching that you've put around him, and you are failing to get the most out of Mahomes. And Brett Veach has said it is our responsibility to make sure that we always put Pat in a position to win and have great success. I think continuing to have Matt Nagy as one of the key voices in the room, you are not doing that to the best of your ability. I think you just got to get somebody new. Let's go to the phone lines, 913-586-7965. We got time to take a couple of phone calls. Steve, you called into the drive. Hey, Steve, how you doing today, my man?
Hey, what's up, C-Dot, Rob? Love the show. Shout out Lansing, Kansas.
Appreciate you, man.
Hey, you talk about new. I think new blood needs to go on that defensive line in particular. We need more speed.
I agree.
What's happening right now is when the pocket breaks down, we have nobody that can chase down and contain that quarterback, and all the coverages break down, and that's when all the third and longs keep getting converted by other teams. So that's kind of where I sit right now.
Steve, I'm with you, man. I appreciate the phone call. I'm with you. I'm 100% with you when it comes to that defensive line. In the fourth quarter, that was Spags trusting his defense, trusting his defensive line. They weren't sending a lot of pressure there. It was, no, we're going to try to win with our front four. We're going to, no, it didn't work. It didn't work. I'm with you, 100% with you. Someone said, so the quarterback sucks, but it isn't his fault. I don't know how you took that from that. I'm telling you that Mahomes is averaging 7 yards per attempt with a 93 quarterback rating. I would say Mahomes has been very good. He has gone from being the undeniable best quarterback in the National Football League. He is not the best quarterback hands down in the league right now. He has the best resume for sure. But they had 2 drives yesterday with the chance to go win it. They didn't run the football. They went 3 and out, back-to-back plays, back-to-back series. So, no, I don't think Mahomes sucks. Not at all. I think he's, in fact, very, very good. They are not getting the most out of quarterback in a lot of different ways. And in my opinion, that is Matt Nagy's number one responsibility, to make sure that we are getting the most out of Patrick Mahomes. If he's not the one calling the plays on Sunday, what exactly do you do here? You were the quarterback coach. And I don't think they're getting the most out of their quarterback. So we need to find somebody that can help us get us more out. And I just think they need some resistance. I just think they need some new energy around Mahomes. Let's go back to the phone line. Steven called into the show. Hey, Steven, how you doing, man?
Hey, Carrington, can you hear me?
I got you loud and clear, my man.
All right, listen, you got to spend some time with me, man, because you just blew me away.
Go ahead.
You are exactly right about Matt Nagy, and I'm not getting personal or nasty, but, you know, Carrington, I am sorry. I have had enough of this. Listen, we have enough great players. But just like you say, you got to find a way to fire these guys up. Carrington, I swear to God, you talk about the Super Bowl. Kareem, if I was Kareem Hunt, I'd say, look, if you're not going to play me and pay me for what I'm here for, you need to trade me. It was atrocious, the offensive calling during that Super Bowl, not running these guys. And I don't want to hear the excuse that, Well, their defense was stopped. Hey, anytime Kareem Hunt hits you, center, right, left, you're going to feel it. So, Carrington, you blew me away because nobody else has figured it out but me and you. Matt Nagy, nothing personal, has got to go. And I don't know where Eric the enemy is. I don't know what the story is, sir, but I'm just telling you right now, you hit it on the head, and I was chomping at the bit for you to get me on this radio because I stand behind you 100%. And I can tell you something right now, Carrington. You can draft anybody you want. You can do anything you want to fix this team. But as long as he's there, it's not going to change. And before we go, I heard him come on, and he stuck up for Taylor. He said, oh, no, he's working hard. He's doing his best. I'm like, no, man, you can't be sticking up for him. You can't be doing that. And so, you know what, sir? I'm so excited that you said it because nobody else I talked to, except maybe one person, has agreed with me and you. He's got to go, sir.
I'm with
sorry.
you, Stephen. I appreciate the phone call, man. I'm happy me and you are on the same page, man. Great minds.
You've done quite the pivot on Matt Nagy, by the way. Maybe not to the extent that guy has, but there was a time this season.
I don't blame him for the play calling issue. I don't blame Matt Nagy for that.
There was a time this season where people wanted him fired, and you were like, you got to give him dogs. You got to give him dogs. You got to give him dogs. And now
they got the dogs.
And
they have the
changed.
dogs.
It's still bad.
You're right. You're right. I'm on your side. No, you're right. I have defended Matt Nagy in the past. And now, you know what, honestly, what changed my opinion was now just thinking of how teams are telling you we have figured out the Chiefs. Like, I don't even think that is an opinion anymore. Other teams that they have been playing, they've played the Bills a lot over the last couple of years. They have played the Broncos a lot, obviously because they're in their division. The last 2 weeks, their opponents have told you, we think we have spotted weaknesses in the Chiefs that we can exploit. And we have used those weaknesses to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. We have used that information. So the plan can't be, let's just bring everybody back next year. No. No. Being a 7 seed in the AFC playoffs should be deemed as unacceptable when you are in the middle of a dynasty the way that they are. That's what it should be. It should be deemed as unacceptable. And it's probably long overdue for a fresh coat of paint. They've had the same offensive coordinator for a while, the same defensive coordinator, the same D-line coach, the same special teams coach. The voices that have been communicating are the same, and for the most part, they are communicating it to the exact same players. They've done this twice now during this run, where they basically have run back the exact same team for 2 consecutive times. They did that in 2020, and they did that in 2025. While the rest of the league is changing and evolving, and the Patriots are going out to get Stephon Diggs, and the Colts are upgrading at quarterback, all of these other teams are looking to mix and match parts to try to beat you, and the Chiefs just got Josh Simmons, and that was basically the only change that they have made to this year's roster. We got Monday Night Football, and oh, look, we can watch it this time. Keep it right here, so Drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison on your home for Kansas City sports. 96.5, The Fan. Brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this.
If ringing in the holidays includes cheers and libations, Gomer's has your back. Voted #1 Casey Liquor Shop, they offer a wide variety of beer, wine, and spirits at great prices. Stop by one of their 5 locations. You'll be glad you did.
Hi, I'm Kylie.
I'm John.
And I'm Garrison. And a little thing we love about the 30-count Chick-fil-A nuggets
Is sharing it in the car during the holidays.
I do love that. We will pack the car with gifts. And of course, we go and pick up our family's favorite nuggets.
Every nugget is tasty times quadrillion.
And we get all the sides.
Yeah, the ooey gooey mac and cheese is a big hit.
Everyone from 1 to 116 would love Chick-fil-A's chicken nuggets.
Share the nuggets, share the joy. Order the 30-count Chick-fil-A nuggets on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take Dayquil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the Dayquil.
Undo your flu symptoms with DayQuil Intense Flu. DayQuil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
DayQuil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu medicine. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Get ready, Missouri. Kickoff is near. The world's largest sports book is coming to your fingertips. Circa Sports. It's sports betting the way it should be. With high and transparent app limits, low holds, and exceptional customer service. Start betting like a pro in Missouri on December 1st. Learn about your new bookie today at circasports.com. The world's largest sports book at your fingertips. Circa Sports launches December 1st.
Must qualify for enrollment. Results may vary.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-583-5795. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-583-5795. That's 800-583-5795.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hey, Kansas City, it's Brian Pringle with Victory Ford at the Legends in KCK. Looking for a better car buying experience? At Victory Ford, we do things differently. Friendly, knowledgeable people who actually listen. Clear, upfront pricing with no games or gimmicks, and financing that fits your life. Whether you're hunting a rugged truck, a family SUV, or a fuel-smart commuter, our team walks you through every option so you drive away confident. Got a trade? We pay top dollar. No haggling, just a fair, honest offer so your next ride is within reach. Need financing? Our excellent financing specialists work with multiple lenders to get you competitive terms, even if your credit isn't perfect. We're easy to get to from anywhere in the city, conveniently located at the Legends in KCK, just off 435 and Parallel Parkway, down the street from the Kansas Speedway and Nebraska Furniture Mart. Stop by, take a test drive, and feel the difference of a dealership that treats you like a neighbor. Visit us today at the Legends in KCK or victoryfordkc.com. Victory Ford, where our first price is better than their last.
Numerous brands to choose from, endless options, one incredible experience. At Aristocrat Motors, we treat every driver like royalty and offer the finest luxury vehicle experience in Kansas City. Come see us today and let us roll out the red carpet for you.
Arvest Bank believes in the power of serving others. That's why we're committed to supporting those who serve our communities. We believe that all communities deserve a financial partner who cares. Arvest. We believe.
If you've been diagnosed with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis, this is what it sounds like to be 1,000,000 miles away. Imagine being 1,000,000 miles away. Tremfya guselkumab, taken by injection, is a prescription medicine for adults with moderate to severe plaque psoriasis who may benefit from taking injections or pills or phototherapy. With Tremfya, clearer skin is possible. In clinical trials, at least 70% of patients saw at least 90% clearer skin at 16 weeks. Results may vary. Tremfya is also indicated for adults with active psoriatic arthritis. Serious allergic reactions and increased risk of infections and liver problems may occur. Before treatment, your doctor should check you for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, flu-like symptoms, or if you need a vaccine. Ask your doctor about Tremfya. Call 1-800-526-7736 or visit tremfya.com.
Tonight, expect a day with slight rain, mostly cloudy skies, and a low of 51.
Weather brought to you by Staples. Have an easy holiday at Staples. Save on top tech and gaming gifts, shipping supplies and services to get your packages there safely, even custom cards and wrapping paper. Staples. That was easy.
Chiefs coverage brought to you by Andy's Frozen Custard. Visit eatandys.com to find the location nearest you. Top your day with a smile.
Let me tell you about my good friend Andy from Andy's Frozen Custard. He's from Kansas City, never misses a game, and serves the world's finest frozen custard. Tailgate with a pick six, or grab a freshly made custom treat before or after a game. And tell him Mitch and Andy sent you.
Chiefs coverage brought to you by Metal by the Foot, your metal project superstore.
For over 36 years, Metal by the Foot has been your source for steel, aluminum, brass, and stainless. Located in KC and Topeka. Online at metalbythefoot.com. When you need a piece of metal, remember, metal doesn't have to cost an arm or a leg, just the foot.
You're listening to 96.5 The Fan from the DM Injury Law Studios. Mike's got this.
The only place in town to hear the hypothetical button game is on The Drive with Carrington Harrison.
Man, I remember when they first started talking about the Apple Watch. Man, I really wanted an Apple Watch, man. I've had so many chances to get an Apple Watch and just was like, no, I'm okay. The last couple of weeks, we have all been clamoring for ESPN to come back to YouTube TV. Come back! I mean, I really wanted it for the college football more than anything. I mean, I wasn't really tripping off these Monday night games. I mean, one of the Monday night games we missed was the Cardinals and the Cowboys. I mean, I'm okay if that's not a part of my television package. I'm more than okay. Now, I did watch the Eagles and Packers game. Now, I had to do some kind of, had to do some Fire Stick records when it came to that one, but I did watch it. I did all that. Man, get ESPN back, man. It's the customer that's getting screwed. Cowboys and Raiders today. Y'all got it. y'all got it. I'm okay. I've seen enough Cowboys this year that I don't think I need to watch it, and I don't know why I would sit down in front of the television and watch the Raiders. You know what? I watched them play last week against the Broncos, and I'm more than fine without watching the Raiders play any more games this season in the National Football League. I'm more than fine if that's the case. I don't plan on watching the Raiders again until they play the Chiefs in the final game of the season. That's the last one I plan on watching with the Raiders this year.
I was hoping to never watch the Raiders again, but it looks like the Chiefs will have that game actually matter. I was hoping for a Saturday Gardner Minshew game, but I guess I'm going to get relegated to one more Raider game in my life.
Yeah, no, for sure. You're going to watch that whole thing. They're going to make you watch that thing from start to finish.
I'll have to be scoreboard watching during it, or the Texans winning or losing is going to be awful.
You know how crazy it's going to be if the Chiefs need help on the final week of the season to get into the postseason? That's going to be real nasty work. Remember that? What year was that? Remember when Herm Edwards needed like 4 things to happen?
06, baby.
And they ended up making the playoffs. That's what the Chiefs are going to do this year. They're going to need like 4 things to happen, and they're going to make it. There's not even any good college basketball on today. I'm looking at the top 25. There's nothing.
A lot of good games this week. Not tonight.
Yeah, tomorrow's a good slate for sure.
Wednesday we get Arizona UConn. Like that's a fun one.
Yeah. You think Darren Peterson's going to play?
I don't. I think he'll be watching the game.
Okay.
He'll have a better seat than me, but he'll be watching.
You know what? Why don't we I'm going to save my Darren Peterson takes. I'm going to save them. I have Darren Peterson takes. I want to save them for tomorrow. No time anyway to share my take. I had a lot of fun today, despite everything. I hope you guys enjoyed the show today. We will be back tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow is a little bit more of a positive vibe, a positive energy around tomorrow's show. Take care of yourself. We'll catch you tomorrow. So drive.
The Drive with Carrington Harrison, brought to you by DM Injury Law. Have you or a loved one been in a car wreck? Contact DM Injury Law today and get the money you deserve. Car wreck? Remember, Mike's got this. Tune in Mondays at 4 to hear the play-by-play voice of the Chiefs, Mitch Holtis, on your home for